Voila.
I like you did not feel good looking for a long period of time in my life, partially because of Simple Simon.
What? Seriously?
So remember when we always used to talk about
real talk,
the girl that we used to approach who was good looking, and then she had the ugly friend. Are you saying that's how you felt?
That's how I always was.
No, but are you being honest?
I told you this before. I say it so many times on the podcast. Like you don't listen to it. I was an afterthought.
Yeah, I said that on the podcast.
God damn.
Yeah, so I never ever felt good looking. I never felt good looking.
Oink, oink.
Even when I started going out with girls and stuff like that, I still didn't really feel like I was good looking. What now? I'm stunned. Now it's a bit different.
You're not saying it with any swagger, bro.
I don't have to say it with swagger.
You feel you're a stunner.
I'm stunner, man. When I have a fresh trim, I'm stunner.
I swear down, when you have a trim, it makes no difference, bro. I can't see a difference when you get your lineup, bro. I don't even know when you get a trim.
Listen. At least I can get a lineup, bro. At least I can get a lineup.
All right.
Only lineup you can get is in prison.
I can't set myself
so
up.
hang on. Wait a minute.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. We are on episode number 80 of season number 2. Welcome if you're a newcomer. Thank you for being here. At ESN Podcast on all your social medias. Hashtag ESN Pod when you're trying to talk to us. Not ESN Podcast, just ESN Pod. And always remember,
I didn't become a little bit of a slag. I became a total slag.
never forget it's slag for life.
Play
slag
that again,
for life.
please.
One more time.
I didn't become a little bit of a slag. I became a total slag.
Yes! She said it correctly. That is Cat Slater.
I don't
Slag Fest champion.
I don't understand how you upgrade slag, you know. You're a slag or you know. How do you upgrade it?
There are different levels of slaggers.
Slaggers,
Yeah.
right, fair enough.
All right, and in the room with us tonight, you heard his voice already. It is the champion, the weight loss champion.
Weight loss champion, you know. What's good? Big Walla's in the building.
You didn't let me finish the thing. All right, then, cool. Big
know
Wahala is here. At Big Wahala.
Yeah.
Gotta do all the social medias in the beginning today for some
why not
reason.
be?
And beside him, we have the Dreadlock King, the real Rasta, not the fake one, because he's not here. We have the do-rag bandanas wearing, short wearing, champion, light-skinned beige lover. Simple Simon.
So we now go to jail again. No, never gonna fail again. Oh. Yeah, I'm there, people. I ain't been around for a little while. Voice is a little bit hoarse and all that, but I'm back in the building. Everything's set the way the things are supposed to be set. Yes, Zimmy?
Yes.
Are you a dread or a rasta?
Oh. Don't get into all of that with me, you know.
At Simple Simon FB on Twitter.
Of course.
Ask him there.
And beside him, we have the sweet talking, the smooth moving, the sexier chocolate, the one with the African tattoo on his arm because he knows what he represents. We have Mr. Awoof.
What's going on, people? A good pedigree cannot be bought with money. It's not everything that wealth can confer. Boom.
And that means?
Well, not everything wealth can confer. The proverb is a good pedigree.
What does confer mean?
Simple Simon.
Just said.
I see Simple Simon as the dictionary of the group, man. Trust me.
Man just threw the word in my vocal.
One time.
Caught me off guard.
Is it confer or are you sure it's confer?
CONFER. Is that the right pronunciation?
Yeah, confer is correct.
As far as I'm concerned, that's some sort of dialogue. So it's not everything that money can converse with or what's a transaction.
That's it.
That's my thing anyways. That's what I'm thinking.
A good pedigree cannot be bought with money.
Yeah, bought. Okay,
yeah,
transaction.
Bought, yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. All right then. So yes, that is Mr. Wolf, and you can find him, aka Mr. Wolf, on Instagram and aka _ Mr. Wolf on Twitter. Am I right?
That's correct, man.
Wow, I know it better than you do. I am at Stavros Boss everywhere. We are at ESN Podcast again. So this is episode number 80. We don't have a lot to talk about, but we will start off with the football because that is something that we've been discussing in our own private social medias and on the main one. And we had a question sent in to us actually.
And everywhere, boy.
And I should really get the question up, shouldn't I, before we start talking. So anyway, you guys are good. In fact, before we get started actually, whilst I look for the question, let me thank all of you for coming to my daughter's birthday party, which was yesterday. It was nice, sunny weather. I haven't slept much because I was cleaning up until like 2 a.m. But I want to appreciate all the presents and your presents.
I ain't even got the present yet.
But
I've got to put my hand up.
I took a picture of your stuff as well, so I will post it in the group. Yeah, because I got an Arsenal kit and I was just excited to post the Arsenal kit with her name on the back as well. So yeah, Topsy, big up yourself for that. So did you guys enjoy yourself?
Yeah, you know what? That is weird because the barbecue, I ain't been to one in a little while. As I was sitting there, I think it was you that said it while I learned it. It was nice, man. It was nice.
Barbecues are good, man.
They're good, man.
And let me tell you how barbecues are better than parties. Like proper parties or raves or whatever it is. You don't feel the need. For one, everyone can relax and enjoy themselves yeah. 2, there's food there, obviously, which is another plus. And nice drink, and that nobody's going to feel like they have to spend a stupid amount of money for. But the most important thing is that when you go to a barbecue, you do not feel like you have to dress up to a ridiculous amount. Everyone can be casual in the way that they dress. So it makes everybody feel at ease and it makes them be able to have more fun, I think, than when they feel like they have to dress up and, be showing out for whoever's in the party. I think it's a much more social, better setting for people to enjoy.
It's like a house party during the day outside.
Basically.
And I co-sign what these two have said. We've already spoke about the, family and friends getting together more often. It's a pity that I couldn't bring my kids down this year, but I just love seeing your parents. I love seeing the elders and close friends and family and children. I love seeing kids running up and down and crying and making noise and you know what I mean. You get one that will bang their head on the floor on a table or something. You know what I mean. There's always something.
Did you die?
Parents do not know where their children are at these events. But
oh my days! Yeah, I'm looking at one of them.
Where's my daughter? Where's
my child? Boy?
Maybe after 40, hold on. I haven't seen them. Where are they?
Happened to me the other day. I forgot whose child I was looking at. And I was like, where are they? And it was God, boy. Somewhere else. I don't know where it was. Yesterday, one of the children didn't even want to go home. I was dragging the child to their car. They're like, I don't want to go home. That's what they were actually saying. They were saying, I don't want to go home. Then I said, why? I don't want to go to sleep. So I want to stay.
The one thing that as a parent that you may not know where your kid is, but one thing that is distinctive is their cry. There could be 100 different kids crying, but when your kid cries, you're like,
I did hear that yesterday. And I was, is it mine? Because it was so dark I could barely see at the time. And then, ended up, it was her. I said, I know my daughter's crying.
That's right.
Well, you lot can boast that. Madeleine McCann's parents can't boast that.
Oh, wow. Damn.
I went there.
Listen,
boy.
They were not
low blow,
hiding Madeleine McCann from the world.
Wow.
Did you not see that?
I saw it, boy.
There's a lot of memes going on, innit?
Memes,
like it's coming home, but she's not. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
I don't know why we talk about this.
Yeah, but
people freely talk about this little girl now. They just don't care anymore.
mad.
But so I was gonna say something else about the barbecues. Yeah, so I want to have annual barbecues. Now that I've got a house that's got a garden that's big enough to have barbecues, I think it's an annual thing I want to do in my house is to have a barbecue.
I tell you who's good on the grill though. Father P's wicked on the grill. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know what? There's certain men out there, that's just good at everything.
Yeah, he's wicked on that grill.
And he's just one of those men that's good at everything. If tomorrow, half my house fell down.
Your dad we're talking about, yeah?
No.
Who?
Talking about Uncle Paulie.
Oh, Paul.
Of the pastures.
Oh,
Paul. But if my house fell down tomorrow, like the roof fell down, I'll call him first. Man don't have nothing to do with roofing. I'll be like, bruv, the roof fell down yesterday. Do you know what you could do? And you'll have an idea. He won't necessarily know what to do exactly, but you have an idea. He's a man that always has an idea at least, and he'll put you on the right path to the right direction to actually get
Everyone's
to the solution.
got one of those in their family.
Yeah, but he's like proper. Do you know what is weird? Obviously, me and Stav obviously are brothers and whatever, and he's our step brother or brother-in-law. Sorry, I should say, yeah. But he's like he's him that's taking the mantle of my father as the guy that can fix everything. He's the new person that can.
Why didn't you call him? Why didn't you call him to fix the shower?
I do my own things. Look, my brother's speaking for him. He's not speaking for me.
I can fix things more than you can.
Oh, my God.
I'm talking for myself.
food dripping.
I'm not asking man to throw shade at me either. I know it's hot out there, but
I'm just saying that I think he's taking the mantle of the man that can that fixes everything now, or can fix everything, or is the go-to person for things that needs to be done.
One thing, sorry, simple. About this annual, the dedication to do barbecues. One thing that's fundamental is the weather, bruv. Because you know me, I've had a few park parties. 2 of them went well, 2 of them were rained out. And if we were, blessed with good weather every summer like we are this summer,
I was actually,
you know what I mean? I would be doing these things every year because I just love to get people together.
I want to take a moment out to thank the gods and the earths for the sun. For we actually have so far, knock on Mr. Wolf said, actual summer.
Yeah, good summer, man. So far.
I was talking to Mr. Wolf about it, and I said, you know what lets me know we're having a summer? I'm leaving my house to go to work because I've been going to work very early, so it's still kind of coldish. It's like 5 o'clock. I'm at work AM, so it's not hot yet. But I haven't been taking a jacket.
Yeah, man.
That's how deep it is. Like I'm so sure that I don't need this jacket for later on when it might rain or whatever. I'm going out there
bareback.
Yeah,
man.
I'm wearing shorts. You get me?
No,
2 days in a row, man. I've been wearing shorts, and you know what I mean.
It's been a good summer.
I just don't do that.
We are all wearing shorts in the studio tonight.
It's been a good summer.
Mr.
I
Wolf hasn't got big legs for shorts, but I'm busting the shorts nonetheless.
Thank you for letting us
The
know.
only thing that I'm upset about
Here we go.
is that
A bit of balance.
There's always one.
no, it's the Drake didn't reply, man, because Pusha said no. Pusha said this is gonna be a surgical summer, and there was no
And there's
surgery,
no
bro.
surgery.
Let me
innit?
please just let us acknowledge the fact that man did say tick tick tick. That man is 666.
No, I would say this, and I'm putting something out in the air, and you man tell me if I'm wrong. Drake's whole album, double-sided, 25 songs, I think it is.
Yeah.
Versus one of Pusha's line. One of his lines.
Which line?
You are hiding a child.
Oh,
Let that
shit.
boy come home.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm not joking. I'm not saying it for effect. That one line is better than the whole of Drake's album.
Yeah, it is. You know, Joe Budden gave it a breakdown on his podcast the other day, and it kind of made this album sound better. That's why I know that sometimes a review can make something sound better. But then I listen to it again, and I'm just like, there's certain songs I quite like. Like I like Rat Chick Birthday for some strange reason,
And most people hate that.
and I'm singing it randomly in the house. My missus is getting vexed, like, why you keep singing that song? And I'll be like, it's your fucking birthday. Like randomly, I'll be singing it. But I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. It made me go back to listen to It made me to go back to listen to the story. I don't know. It just made me do that. And the Pusha's album just gets played. Yeah, it's a good summer album. Pusha's album. If I had the drop top, I would fling down I would throw it off the roof. I'll throw it off. I won't even collect it. I'll just leave it on the street.
It's on power play, boy. Seriously, it's on power
If
play.
you know, you know.
No, trust me.
But yeah, I don't know, man. This summer been good so far. Hopefully, it's not gonna like yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. When I was driving home, I was feeling a bit deep. I was saying to my missus, "It's too hot." She's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I saw bare kids on the road. It was just too much." I'm like, "I don't like it when it's this hot because it means the man them sometimes get a bit unruly." You get
this
me?
one, man.
Let the heat rain, man. What are you talking about?
Summer is when things go mad, though.
That's America, man.
And you
No,
know-
in England, summer kicks off. What are you talking about?
Bruv, let us manage the weather well. You get me? Because
Yeah,
we don't have it enough. You know that Batman and Robin picture where Robin says something and then Batman slaps him. There is one guy out there that says it's too.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth, bitch.
Listen,
You know,
How you mean?
listen. An idea just rang in my head. Yeah, us lot, we can come together, get a coach, and go to the beach or something. Why not?
Look at this black hair.
Them stone beaches there.
Getting coach. I don't need to get a coach. I don't live that far from the beach, fam.
I've been trying to think of doing an event. I've had a couple of them. In fact, before I talk about that, talking on the heat. When I took my daughter for her first year medical checkup, they said, "Oh yeah, she's doing well," you know, blah 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 blah. And one of the things they added on, vroom 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 behind us, is that, yeah, okay, so now you have to start giving her vitamin D tablets or supplements. I was like, eh? It's like the woman is a black doctor. She's like, well, look where you are, bruv. There's no vitamin D in this country. You need to back up. You need it. So she needs to start taking. Are you giving her minerals? We were anyways.
Minerals.
But it's like, yeah, she needs vitamin D. So as we're getting our vitamin D now, we should be feeling stronger. It's
what I'm saying.
it's like which one of these superheroes draws strength off the sun? It's Superman, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's Superman.
The sun is like a power up.
It is.
You get me?
It's a natural power up. We need the
Man
vitamin
sat in
D.
the sun for
Hashtag
50
Lily.
years one time, you know.
Hashtag Lily.
What?
Superman, he sat in the sun for equivalent of like 50 years in some time warp thing. That's when he came out and he was like a god. Basically, he could bring people back to life. All this madness.
Superman.
Our resident comic.
What's
So
the other
Superman
guy?
Prime, man.
There's another guy that used to get powered from the sun as well. But I think he might have been a Marvel character actually.
It was the guy in Superman 4.
Solar Man.
I'm trying to remember the one that got powered from the
He
sun.
just gave him a one scratch, you know.
But yeah, be careful with that vitamin D thing because
Here we go.
there's two types of vitamin D. So in this country,
The white guy and the black guy.
no, I'm not even being funny. In this country, when they were diagnosing people with having a vitamin D deficiency, they were testing for the same one that they test white people for, that actually occurs higher in higher levels naturally in black people, and the other vitamin D, which black people need, is the one that they weren't testing for. So you have to be careful because they will tell you that you need vitamin D and that you should take vitamin D, but you may already be overproducing it. And if you take too much vitamin D
In this country.
yes, and if you no, because they're talking about a different type of vitamin D, but if you take
But she was talking about the sun.
If you-
And she didn't do the actual vitamin D check. It was just like something that she says when they need to start.
so what I'm saying to you is you can monitor it. Obviously she's a child, so it's a bit difficult, but you can monitor, because I have the problem as well where I will get vitamin D deficient,
Total slag.
and then what happens is you joker. What happens is like I have energy problems, problems with focusing and all that kind of stuff, mental cognition problems and stuff like that. And then I'll know it. Yeah,
Are you sure it's not just like a weed?
like off weed? Look at this man.
You are a Rasta. Come on.
This guy.
Come on.
Is
Listen.
it a viral
So, but I'm just
story?
saying, just be careful about it. Just be careful about it. That's what I'm saying.
True
But look it up. There is
story.
two types of vitamin D, and it gets misdiagnosed often.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you. I'll check up on that. I don't know if that's going to make any difference in the multivitamins we give her, but we will see.
Do you think that you guys, obviously, you guys all got kids, and I don't know, some of them are around the same age. Do you think they're gonna grow up together and be like us?
No,
You think they're gonna split? Because obviously you don't all live in the same ends.
it's not split. They're not together. If they were together all the time, then I'd
then
say
yeah,
it's
yeah.
I'm
split.
just telling you, man, to come follow me where I am, innit? So we can keep the team strong.
Oh yeah, sorry. When you do the vitamin D supplements, you need to do vitamin K2 as well, because K2 helps your body to
That
process
sounds like
vitamin
one
D.
proper drug.
No, you got to take
When it's
two.
got a letter and a number next to it, that's a proper drug for me, boy.
It should be on a periodic table. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just remembered that.
I hear you. I'll tell the wife. She does all that stuff. Oh, and big up to the wife. She did a lot of work.
Our wife.
Yeah, man. She worked hard for that, man. And yeah, so big her up. I did minimal work, or I left it all to
That is
the
the
last minute.
Biggest pot of jollof I've seen in my life.
It got some praise. I said, this is why I'm putting on the weight, man. She does a good jollof. And that wasn't her finest jollof boy at all. Nowhere near it. But anyways,
You've always been big.
I haven't always been big.
Cold-blooded.
It isn't. I don't think he's always been big. There was a time when he was slender. He was young, but he was slender.
What century was that?
It was about he was about 18. About 18.
Is that the last time England won the World Cup?
It's coming on.
Find me that picture, Simple Simon, man, so I can put it back.
I
in
don't
the
want
group.
no because
You know what?
I
That
agree.
should be the image of this podcast. That picture.
I agreed that I wouldn't do that anymore. So I'm a man of my
This
honor.
means
So
nothing.
you
this
know
means
where it is,
nothing
yeah?
to people that are listening.
Oh, the number-
I hate when you say do like this.
Okay, so Stav said that he at one point before his wedding he was going to tone himself down to look like somebody as a human being.
He lied to me.
Someone that was doing calisthenics
No.
type of exercises,
Can
innit?
we were watching a video
It's a
on
different
YouTube.
calisthenics
Some
when I do the
dude
Linux.
was doing some workouts.
He was in great shape.
And I said I'm gonna look like him by the time I got married, and this was about a year or so before I got married. Yeah.
Yes.
So people like some of the table were like you can't do it, and some of the table were like you could. I have faith in you. And then the ones that didn't, I said fine, I'll bet you. And the only person that took out the bet said, yeah, I'll do it. And I said, right, £500. And they said no. I said, all right, then don't worry about it. So for me, the
Don't
bet
worry
was
about the
squashed.
bet, man. Nobody
No,
cares about the bet,
you,
bro.
I cared about the bet. So I did it for the bet. The bet, nobody wanted to take the bet, which was fine. So that was the end of it for me.
So, alright, so
Then-
you wouldn't have no motivation to lose the weight.
I lost
to look,
weight. That's the
but
point.
to look like this guy.
When
'cause
I
that's-
got- when I
you
got-
said you wanted to look like
Can I
this
finish?
guy.
Can I finish? By the time I got married, I was the slimmest I'd been in my
in the last 2 or 3 months.
more than 2 or 3 months. It's the slimmest I'd been. Well, I got married at what 35 or so, 35, 36. I was the slimmest I'd been since I was in my very early 20s. Yeah.
Okay, so
All right. Can I finish?
go on.
Because before you attack me, I'll sit here and I'll take the
no,
attack.
go.
I just want it known that these people have been using this picture against me for the past 3 years since I've been married, because they're saying, Stavros, you said you were going to do this, and I said no. I put up the bet. Yeah, the person that actually said they weren't going to do the bet admits, yeah, I said, I wasn't willing to take on that bet because I actually thought if I put that bet, I would lose that money. And I said, yeah, so that is why.
They were gassing you, man. They wanted you to feel good about yourself.
Okay, whatever. Either way,
this thing of ours.
Either way, the picture gets sent around periodically every 6 months or so. The picture just gets sent into the group for everybody to mock me, and I say, whatever it is. And for some reason, everybody's got amnesia. They don't remember that there was a bet. They don't remember that the bet wasn't taken up, and it was also.
It's not about not remembering. I don't care.
Well, then you don't care. Well, I do, so that's it.
Bragging aside,
but anyways,
bullshit aside, let's have a conversation about your pride.
I had lost a lot of weight for the wedding.
And then put it all back on again.
I put much more than I am. Like I say all the time, I'm the biggest now than I've ever been.
But the question we gotta ask ourselves now, is this, Obviously, we know that your missus is a fan of 50 Cent.
In terms of my missus, that was her.
Go shawty.
What do you call it?
It's your
when you fancy
birthday.
someone. That would have been a man crush Monday. Or, yeah, that was.
And
So
you
50
look
Cent.
nothing like the shape of 50 Cent.
Same complexion.
Yeah, same complexion.
I don't know about the muscles and all that stuff. My missus actually likes. So
So
some people
they
just want like a firm man.
So why
she wants
would you
muscle
not
on
firm
top of
up?
muscle?
Would you not firm up for that? Would you not firm up for your wife, like?
I would never look like that because I don't want to look like that.
No, but you wouldn't even put on at least a muscle.
Well, I guess not. I could say I would, but I haven't. So clearly not.
That's like, well, the thing about, okay, so do you have any expectations of your, let's go like this. Do you have any expectations on your woman to look a certain way? Are you the type of man that says, I got you like this, I want you to remain like this?
It would be nice, but at the end of the day, they can change. What am I gonna do?
It's not a fuss for you. Don't think to yourself.
I'm not holding nothing against them anyway.
When I did see you look like this, when I see you now, you don't look like that again.
If I was that way, then maybe I could say that. But I don't think I would anyways. But I'm not. So if I'm chucking that to her, she can chuck that to me.
You want to take that bet?
With a £500 bet, none of you will take it because I would do it. So that's the point.
No,
This is the point.
Let's
I'll make it 1,000. I'll make it $2,000. There's no way I'm gonna lose the bet.
Let's do 100.
All right,
No.
Why?
No.
Because why can't you do 100?
Because I don't want to do that. So for me to do that, I want you to pay me for the privilege of doing it.
All right,
I pay him to get in shape.
I tell you
You
what.
paid to kill him because he'd be dead if you tried to get into that man's shape.
It's a nonsense as well. Don't get me wrong.
I'll tell you this, yeah. Here's what I'm gonna say, yeah. I'll pay for your trip to Cuba.
That's not enough.
What do you mean that's not enough?
It's not enough.
You mad?
That's more than the 500.
I don't want you to pay for much. I want you to give me the £500. If you do the £500,
Why don't you give him the £500 and you got how many months though?
If you want to sort out the bet now, we'll sort out the bet. But you'll lose the money, bruv. I'm telling you now. If you want to do it, you'll lose the money. There's no way.
So now, for me, it's whether or not I want to see my brethren in shape.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether I care about the money enough.
Okay, let's say that we all give you 100 each. Does that make the 500 that you're asking for?
How does that make 100? 500?
No, we can split the 500 between us.
No, I want 500 each.
But if only one person's prepared to give you the bet,
I'll pay you each the 500 as well.
I don't even want your money, bro.
I don't want to take your money.
I just want to see you. I just want to see if you can do it.
You're not going to. Take anything.
How do you think that you actually going to achieve this? This is what I want to see.
You have to put the cakes down.
Pay the man his money.
How do you think that you Stavros boss, will actually achieve this? You with the pyramid nipple is gonna achieve this.
Listen, you were talking about Uncle Paulie. How Uncle Paulie succeeds when he wants to do something.
He said pyramid nipple.
For me, when I actually put my mind to something,
glazed donuts, bro.
I do it.
Yeah, there's certain things I think that you're very good at with that. Things that are what's it called? Things that are creative. I would never bet any money against you ever.
Saying.
But I'm saying for you to get from where you are now, to that brother. I'm not saying there's a difference between being slim,
and you got to dye your hair red.
There's a difference between
that red hair.
There's a difference between being slim and being like that brother
in shape.
No, because that brother wasn't just in shape. That brother was cut.
He was just in shape, man. I think he was in shape.
This is perfect opportunity for you to post.
He had a six pack, He had muscles.
Where's the picture, man?
He was at a six pack and he had muscles, I can see you having a couple muscles and a 4-pack. You're not getting to the 6.
Okay. He said,
you and your asthma.
You have pyramid titty. Imhotep titty.
Hotep porn.
Yes.
I can't. I'm not saying that I don't think you get there ever, but in a time period that we would particularly give you, I think you struggle to.
The only thing is,
What's the time period? What's the time
I
period?
wouldn't want it to be
3-4 months.
I'd say 4 months.
I'm not doing it in 4 months. I'm being realistic.
You could do it in 4 months.
I can't. I don't think I could.
So
I wouldn't make that bet.
How long would you think it would take you?
To be all right, Stavros has never done gym. Yeah, apart from just before I got married. That's the only time I just followed some gym people and I followed them there and I just let them help me out.
Oh
yeah.
wow! I wish I was there.
What did you do?
Just whatever they were doing, innit? Like it wasn't weights and stuff. It was just all like
Cycle and running.
Yeah, just not running, like jumping up and down and these bulls and lifting things and that rope thing.
Wait.
I don't know all this stuff, man.
Wait, did you
This
wheeze?
guy,
Did you
this
wheeze?
guy sound like he was in my daughter's sports day, bro. In my daughter's sports day,
No,
man.
it worked.
It was
It worked. I
wheezing.
did no weights. I did no weights at all.
Or did you just eat less? Because you ate less, bro.
I ate a little bit
remember.
less. I ate a little bit less, but not much. I don't eat tons anyway. Like I've had 1 meal today. Yeah, and that was just before I got
You
here.
eat rubbish though. That's the thing.
Yeah, so I stopped. I don't eat that badly either. But what I did was I tweaked it. I didn't eat as bad, and I ate
No,
a
I
little
say
bit
rubbish.
less.
I mean,
But-
you eat snacks. You got a cake, man, innit? You got a cake and biscuit.
You did that. How many times you went to the gym? Because you don't play sports, so
I could count my hands and feet.
you went that many times.
10 times.
And you didn't show us.
Hands
You
and
didn't
feet,
tell
that's
man that you went that many times. I would have
No,
come,
I
man.
would have told. Yeah, but it wasn't anyway. I was only ever following people.
I would have still come from wherever it was.
Where I used to work,
I would have
the
quit my
people
job to find
they had
you.
a weekly thing where they would do stuff. So even sometimes they'd go to what's the park in the Millennium thing?
Olympic Park.
Yeah, they went to Olympic Park and they'd be doing stuff there. They'd be doing the pull-ups, press-ups, running around.
Did you do pull-ups?
Yeah.
You did pull-ups.
Yes.
How many did you do?
I don't remember. This is how many years ago now?
You would remember.
I'm not
If
like
you did
people-
one, you
I'm
would
not-
remember.
Yeah. Well, you think I can't do a pull-up? Which country were we in? I think I was with you. I was in New York and I was on a stag do in New York. And you know when you go them hoardings on the streets, and we did something there.
Well, Brazil,
in fact, there was a time I was
Brazil,
with you, man.
breaching the Brazil. We
I
did
can
it.
I can do pull up, but just maybe I'm not saying I could do. Maybe I could struggle to do 5 or something. But I could do them. Is one gonna do anything?
Man,
to
I'd
me?
love to do this bet with this guy. You know?
They do the bet, bruv.
Nah, man. Because I know that I don't want to give him money for getting in shape.
People shouldn't give you money to get in shape.
That's fine, but my
I think
point
you
is,
should do it for
I
your
don't-
wife,
I
to
don't-
be honest.
Yeah, I don't. You guys bring it up.
Your
I don't
wife,
bring
your
it
wife
up.
doesn't love you as much as she should because of the fact you're not in shape. She loves you. She loves you only as much as she can love you.
Yeah, as much as she can love you.
Don't touch me.
And also, you said you like to do things that make her happy.
So go ahead and do
Yeah,
this
there's a lot
thing.
of things I do, man. If I'm not perfect.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
I'm not perfect.
So there's always a case.
But what about do it for longevity, innit?
No. This is. I don't disagree with what any of you saying. You should want to get healthy for yourself and then also for your spouse as well, by all means. So I'm not.
You wait
arguing-
till your daughter gets older, man.
I'm not arguing with any of you there, right?
Chase
so
you in the park,
So I'm
boy.
not expecting you lot to. You finished them.
Go on, bro.
Alright. I'm not expecting any of you to do anything. On top of that, though, I don't chastise any of you for your weight. Even my brother, that when he was big, I didn't make.
You always call him fat.
Yeah, but I don't call him fat. Tell him lose the weight, because that's basically what you do. You
No,
man's
what
doing.
he would
Yeah.
do is watch my food and say, "How much food you taking on your plate?" I'd be like, "Alright."
How often do I do that?
Done it often.
Oh, jeez. Anyways,
I never forget these things, you know,
okay, you don't
because I'll
forget.
spite you.
We
there.
ain't hurt your feelings, have we, bro?
No, I'm just saying that the thing keeps coming up.
There's a good reason why the thing keeps coming up, because they want you to get to that level. They need to see it. They want to see Stav like that, and then we could say, "Rah, Stav did it," you know.
You know what?
Do it for the man, them.
See this thing of ours, this thing of ours.
It's coming on, bro.
I'll let you man
It's
talk.
coming.
Okay, you know what, Stav. All right, you know what, yeah. If it comes home, you do it, yeah.
Ban that, bro.
This man has faith in, he has faith in Southgate, boy. That's coming on.
I believe that England can easily get to the final now, at least. And
they can.
at this point in time, once you're in knockout football, anything can happen.
It could happen.
Anything can happen. So
This whole
that's it.
World Cup, anything could happen though.
Yeah, so much. Yeah, so,
Say
all,
what? Say
how
what?
much things that we thought would go one way went the other way. You
Very
wanted it to
true.
be one way, but it was the other
It
way.
was the other way, man.
Mm.
All right, so we're gonna get into this because.
So you think that England have got the stones to take out Croatia?
They got the John Stones.
I was about to say the same thing there.
England can win the World Cup.
They could beat Croatia.
Yeah.
They could be any team. Can beat any team on this day, innit?
England can beat any team on their day.
All right. So are we gonna get into the question?
Which team can't
No,
they
they
beat?
can't.
No.
That's not true.
Which
That's
team
not
can't
true.
they beat?
They actually
They-
deliberately finished second out of the group stages, so that they
Okay.
didn't have to beat any team
Yes,
on
that's
their day.
fine. That's fine.
But they can though.
But they can.
Like any team can.
Obviously they can't.
Personally,
Kane, as much as I hate Spurs, Kane, if he's on point, He hasn't been
If
for the last
they were
couple
on
of
the
games.
other side of the
Banging some
draw,
goals.
if they're on the other side of the draw, I think they would have been knocked
They
out.
probably would have been
Potentially,
knocked out.
potentially, but anybody can beat
who knows?
anyone in their thing.
With-
What's the first
with the
score?
teams
Would you
that's
have said
left,
Russia? Look at the teams Russia's beat. They're here now.
with the teams that's left,
Well,
they're capable of
they're
beating
gone.
any of those teams. So
What was the question?
All right. The question was: do you want England to win? Do black Brits pretend like they don't want England to win, although they can't help, sometimes secretly, supporting? And then, as a second thing, is cons of England winning. I never hearing the end of it. Might be a 5-minute segment apparently, but I think it'll probably be a bit longer than that.
England.
So as Black Britons, do you want England to win, and do other people fake it? Because all right, I'll say that off with what I sent to the group recently. What's his name? What's the one that's married or going out with the mixed race thing, or the Egyptian thing that said about the dark skinned people? And Stormzy has got a festival kind of thing
Murky.
in is it Ibiza?
my cousin was there. You know.
So big up him. I didn't even know about
With
him, man.
Stormzy,
I only saw the
yeah.
videos
Murky
and I was like,
festival,
oh, this looked kind of nice. So he's there during the football, and
Man called it the mixed race thing. Keep going.
sorry, whatever.
I heard it, boy.
I'm sorry, whatever she's. What's her name? Maya Jama with her own clothes. Is that her name?
Yeah, that's her name, but you got there eventually.
Maya Jama. Anyway, so
Jesus.
Stormzy is out in Ibiza during the World Cup with his little festival thing that he's doing with a lot of UK urban artists, and it looked like it was really good. So you had Krypton Conan, you had Chip, you had all these people that talk about German cars. They're all out there doing their thing. During the England game, they're standing watching the penalties come. They're scoring the penalties. Yeah, they're recording the video. They're posting it on social
This is
media.
against Colombia,
Of them cheering. Yes, cheering. Then start singing, it's coming home. And I sent that to the group, and I'm like, because these are all black people, by the way. And I was like, I felt ways. I'm not going to lie.
Why did you feel away?
All right, what I'll say is, my generation, blacks.
In my generation,
The question I asked is, the people that we came up supporting
from.
in terms of urban music. So it would have been like a Kalashnikov, a tie, Roots Maneuver, them kind of things. Would they be screaming, it's coming home?
Roots Maneuver would.
Maybe. Maybe. Would they be screaming, it's coming home? And I was thinking, the people we came up like listening to, British artists, black British artists, I don't think they'd be cheering for England.
So you're saying that the younger generation are now.
I wouldn't have thought
the
so.
younger black generation are the ones that feel this connection to England or to Britain.
I wouldn't have thought as much, but when I saw that video, I was like, "Is this what's going on?" Because I'm not in touch with the people that are 20, 25, whatever. I'm not in touch with them, so I don't know. Or between 20 and 30, I work with some, and they're like, "Yes, why not?" Couple of games to the barbecue yesterday, and they were like, "Yeah." One of them was wearing an England thing. He's like.
Yeah.
He's Jamaican, fully Jamaican, but he's like Jamaica's not there, so he's wearing his England thing, tapping his chest.
This thing kind of started, debates in our barbershop and on various WhatsApp groups. It started from the royal wedding, I think. The idea of identifying yourself as British. Do you connect with the monarchy, yes or no, and why don't you? You're British, why can't you connect with them?
London.
Well, that's my thing, innit? Because I feel the same way as well. And the thing about the England team is that they are representing their country, innit? Or they're representing England and what England stands for, So there are some people who are, kind of away with the fairies. They're just going with the flow, with the euphoria, the excitement, and they like football, have a laugh, up with the lads and that kind of thing. England are doing well and they're supporting them. And there's other people that have a little bit more of a woke or semi-woke mentality where they see England, what they represent, what they have done, what the monarchy have done, and they cannot. It's just a natural reaction. They cannot connect with that. And when people say that football is just a game, it's not.
That's a lot of thing that people are saying.
It's not. Clearly,
it's not political when really it's. But there's 100%. One thing I've had a lot of arguments with a lot of people over this week over this England thing where people are like, you got to support England. I'm like, no. They're like, what? You don't support him? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, what? I said, I don't actually want them to lose. I'm not going out of my way saying they have to lose.
But I used to be like that, but I've toned down.
But and the reason why I'm saying that is because of the team. And I get now, right? I've had enough arguments with some people to kind of understand now why they support England now.
Go ahead.
Because these English players look like them. They are them. They're the same youths that you would see, like, especially with the young black boys now, yeah? like people like Stormzy, he can look at that team and say, yeah, I could have probably been on the roadside with man like, I don't know. I could have been with Raheem chilling yesterday. I could have been with Rashford in the,
they could have been. Enough of these people go to their concerts. And
no,
stuff
I'm
like
talking
that.
about if they weren't
Coming
playing.
up.
If they weren't playing football, that's my brethren next door. You know what I mean? That we could have played football together.
So they identify
with the black players now in that team. So for me, I don't really think they support England. I think they support those black boys, but they play for England.
Okay.
So it makes them now feel like England represents me
it's
now.
the euphoria and the excitement that has caught them and their boys or the people that they identify with. They connect with them and that makes them feel it's okay.
England looks like them. So they're saying this is like the thing I've had is people say this England team is our England.
Yeah.
This is our England. This is us now. This is our culture.
I'm not having it.
This is our yeah.
So it feels 10 white players.
Let me finish say what I'm saying in it. So they're saying this is our thing. This is it represents what England looks like now. Whereas before in the past it didn't.
It doesn't though.
Before in the past it didn't look like that. Yeah. Whereas in this team there is more black players or mixed race players than there is white people in the whole team, and they're like, for me that represents what I know in my area, in my manner. I think it's still London. I think that's still more of a London type thing. If you went to all of these places, apart from maybe Manchester and Birmingham, them ones there, if you go into somewhere like, I don't know, Hull or somewhere like that, I don't think you're going to be seeing bare Mandem there, you get me? But for the people that I've seen around on my timeline, they're saying this looks like us, man. I can relate to those man there.
I want players like Raheem Sterling, who has got a battering from the media. You get me? I want him to do well. I like Rashford. I like all the black boys. I want him to do well.
Yeah, I want him to come home well,
what I'm saying?
man.
But the idea of support England, nah.
Yeah, see, I support them boys. So I want them to do well.
I want them to do well.
But even when I was saying a minute ago, stuff like Jesse Lingard, when he scores goals, he's doing the same skank that these mans are doing. Like, they're going up. Even the way that they were on Twitter. Today I saw Carl Walker must have tweeted something about, what's the big-headed one that scored the other day? Harry Maguire. Is it Harry Maguire?
Yeah.
Yeah, he must have had a picture that was going around with memes. That's the version of memes. And he's doing memes of Harry Maguire. Things that your boys would do. They can see it. It's like they see the team is more cohesive. Even the team themselves seem like they look like they like each other a lot more than any other England team I've seen in a long time. Doesn't look like there's any beef. Doesn't look like anyone feels like they shouldn't be in the team or they should be in the team.
Gareth
Southgate's done a wicked job.
He did a good job.
He's
because
done a
he
wicked
didn't
job.
even want to be England manager. And they pulled him from the youth ranks. He was under 21 England manager. And they pulled him up. And he didn't want to. He refused it. And they came back to him like, bruv,
You
have to do it.
You have to do it.
And he's done a good job. I think what he's done, yeah, and this is what a lot of companies should be doing, because I was talking to my missus and my cousin today about corporate restructures and how they don't care about morale. It was morale. He did two things. One, he got rid of dead waste. It's like, just because you're not getting in just because of your name, yeah, as previous England teams always used to do. Yeah, it was just your name. Even though you couldn't work coherently as a team, but you're the big man on your team, so you're coming. He got rid of that. And then the second thing, well, all right, there's three things. Second thing is he just said youth. I think I want to build a long-term thing. So if we're not going to do well now, we'll do well later, because we're all young. We're all young enough to see 2-3 World Cups.
Not all of them.
All right, okay. The third thing is he did the morale. He said, we are a team. He's taught them how to be a team. He's taught them how to coach them with the media. He's been through so much of a battering himself. I think he's just shielded them from what he's had to go through, and he's helped them with the knowledge that he's had as a ex-player. I think he's using so much of his ex-playing skills as opposed to his management skills.
They've done a lot of psychology things as well. They've had psychology
even dealing with the press, because he knows English press is the worst, and he's run around the English press.
Boy, he's not the worst, you know.
Simple.
The English press is not the worst.
Who's worse than English press? I'm just asking.
Have you seen the South American press?
It's not the South American press. It's South American gangsters.
No, the press as well.
Okay,
the Spanish press.
All right, okay.
Like, trust me, the English press is terrible, but there's people that's just as bad as them.
Okay, fair enough. English press is really bad, and as far as I'm concerned, in previous World Cups or in previous European tournaments as well, they've made it worse.
They're trying to do it now with Sterling.
Worse for the team.
They're trying to do it with Sterling.
I'm not. So the statement you made about the press being not as bad as some other places.
I said it's not. I said there's people that's as bad as them.
As bad. The difference is Spain press being hard on the Spanish team is very different to the English press being hard on the English team. The Spanish team has established itself as a level and at a quality that is way beyond what any previous England team has been at.
You're talking about Spain, but I started with South America.
Well, you said Spain. Well,
Yeah, but start with the one I mentioned first, which is South
again,
America.
the same thing with South America. South American football generally, on an international level, has been higher than like a lot of European teams.
Okay, let's say Argentina. Argentina haven't won a championship for how long?
Okay, Argentina haven't won a championship for a long time, but do they?
But the question is, do you think Argentina is better than England? Or should they? Should the Argentinian fans think our country team is better than England?
Of course they should.
Yeah. So,
But they're not though.
But
Then listen, individually, I mean, when you mention Gareth Southgate, I don't want to go too much in the technicalities of football, but what he's done is that he's created a team that can work in unison together as one. Argentina over the years have always had great individual players, but they don't work as a team. And that's one thing that helped the Spanish team to win a few trophies, is that they work as a team. You had the Catalans versus the regular Spanish people, and there was always that issue there. And the managers managed to get them through the youth ranks, to work through the youth system, win youth tournaments, and then go on to win major tournaments. But I want to stick on the whole supporting England. And, you know, there's some people that if you ask them, you know, are you an Englishman? They'll say yes.
There's a lot of people that are say that.
You know, but they're not. You cannot
but they,
be...
in their head they are.
Especially these black folks, you know what I mean? I look at Ian Wright, for example, seeing him crying on TV, and he's more excited than some of the other pundits on there, when during his career he got battered in the press,
But
in
that's
the media.
why. That's why though.
Yeah, but is that like a coon mentality?
No,
though,
it's
bruv?
not. In his head, it's like in his head. I'm saying with him, I think he sees it as these guys are not getting it the way that I got it. These guys are being able to go through the things that I didn't have to go through.
I think he's just thinking
he counts.
England.
He counts himself as an
England.
Englishman.
England
Yeah,
are
of
just
course he
winning.
does. Of course he counts himself.
So that's
But
it.
I think, you know what, I'm going to say this.
I don't think he's looking at
know
them
how
youths
I don't know
Ian
how
Wright's better than Thierry Henry, by the way.
Anyway, I'm not.
All right.
Goal ratio's better.
Okay, all right.
He's not, but anyway.
That's just the most ridiculous comment. Okay. Even he himself will tell you that's the most ridiculous comment. He'll tell you the English way.
Didn't we
as well.
just establish he's a bit of a coon? So it doesn't really matter what his
Yeah,
views are.
there you go.
He
But-
counts himself as English.
But in my situation with this football thing, I think that a lot of it's weird.
It goes beyond football.
No, but it's weird. This is what I've noticed. It does go beyond football, and I've noticed this thing with particularly with the Caribbean people and this English team. They are more likely to support this English team than maybe some of the African countries.
But he's not wrong, but again, there's
a reason.
There's a very obvious reason. For
what's
that.
the obvious
Tell
reason
us
then?
simple.
The reason is that a lot of the Caribbean people that he's talking about are actually British citizens.
Yeah,
This is their country.
this is that Windrush situation.
Are they
Yeah,
citizens?
but hold on, no.
I hear you. You get what I'm saying, though.
What players play in the Premier League that are African that went to play for African teams? Apart from Iwobi, that's the only one I know. Moses. Anyone else?
What that were born here, or that
They aren't when wasn't Iwobi born it? He wasn't, was he?
Yeah.
he was born in Lagos?
So
There is enough players that was born here that plays for their African countries.
So my point is, so what's the difference in the Caribbean?
Wilfred Zaha's one of them.
Because I don't think the connection to us.
The difference is with the African country, you are African born in the UK. You have to remember that for the Caribbean countries, they are actually citizens of the British. They're part of the British. They had passports that said,
They didn't. Those children didn't.
yeah, but they're the children of their parents had it. That's what I'm saying. Like Raheem Sterling's.
My parents were born and raised in a country that was still under British rule. We got
Yes.
independence 50 years ago.
But you
They're
weren't
in their 70s.
You weren't. It wasn't.
They
the
came
same.
over here and they were still in British rule when my parents came to this
Yes,
country.
but what I'm saying to you, it wasn't the same. They weren't citizens. They weren't citizens of the UK when they were from Nigeria. You could, at the time.
I'm not having that scenario.
No, listen,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Let me finish then.
Okay.
At the time, you could be in Jamaica, get a passport issued that would say Great Britain or United Kingdom, and then underneath there it would say Jamaica. Same for Grenada. So they were actually British citizens. This is their country. They were an outpost of this country.
There's that, and then the other simple thing is that there is not many established Caribbean football teams. There isn't. They're not established, whereas African teams are quite established.
We had a stint where we had the Jamaican team a couple of times or whatever as well, playing on
Reggae boys.
International level. But and also to add to what you're saying about the team looking like, I think there is also the distance between the players and the public is shorter. So, for example, I don't know, maybe
Isn't that just due to social media?
No, I mean in real terms. Like, for example, Raheem Sterling was my brethren's neighbour. So when he was just coming up in football and they were talking about...
I don't think that's any
where,
different.
No, but it's where he was going to go and play and all the rest of it. He was literally... He used to live in South London. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
he
but
was
so did Rat.
someone's neighbour.
What's his name from Newcastle?
Yeah, but-
was there? Like,
So what I'm saying to you is that these young boys, like Wahala was saying earlier, these young boys that are playing on this national squad, some of them have actually come from ends.
There is a connection.
They come from
I
ends.
agree with you.
Let's be real, yeah. Well, I don't know about with you, but when England were playing, I didn't support England, but I damn well supported Ian Wright because Ian Wright was a black man.
Yeah, John
But
Barnes and
one,
all
no
them
long
man
thing. If England had scored a goal today, it has to be Ian Wright. Now imagine if there was 12 or 11 Ian Wrights on the team. You might feel a way at that time to say, you know what, boy, there's them man there in my ends.
Okay,
Let me read this thing that was on Twitter. Yeah, it's from this guy called Size Nicholas, and it says the amount of timelines I'm seeing saying we did it or we won. Meanwhile, a little while ago, your mum and your granny nearly got deported.
That's the thing.
You get me?
But in saying that, as I said, those guys, like yesterday, when we was at your party watching it, some people were saying that's like that person there could probably be my cousin because we're from the same island. People are identifying as them, especially Caribbean, because a lot of them are Caribbean. And like, boy, I identify with that dude.
I think you have that, and then you also have people that don't really identify with them. You got the black folks that are out there wearing their England shirts, and they're just supporting England because they're England, not because they identify with the players. You know.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
And I want answers. Do you feel that if the team was, all right, there's 11 players on the field, let's say 8 of them are white, 3 black.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that these people you're talking about wouldn't still be supporting England?
I think
Yes.
back in those days, in like the 90s.
Now. Because Wahala is saying that he feels that the youth that I'm talking about are supporting England because many of the players in the England team they can identify with. So the same way we might have identified with Barnes and Wright, they are just identified with the whole team. So they support England because England is half black.
Well, this is what I just said, that there's some people that don't identify with the players anyway.
But
and if the team was full of white folks and there was 1 or 2 token blacks now, I still think that they would still be supporting
But I'm
England.
saying, I think the people that Wahala's talking about would still support England
I don't.
if there was a minority.
I
of white.
believe
do
so
not
as
think
well.
so at all.
All right, so that's 2 versus 1. Simple.
I don't think they would either.
So it's 2 on 2.
Yeah, because what would happen?
History says that they have as well.
No, but what I'm saying, what would happen now if you're having that minority black presence, quote unquote? Yeah. What would happen now is that team would represent the same inequality that the black people are feeling on the street day to day. So they wouldn't.
Why would it be?
Because you're looking at a team with a minority of people that represent you.
And most of the best players in this country are of mixed race and black heritage. Hence the reason why they're playing in the team in the first place.
And then also, if you look at the position that these players are playing in, they're all pivotal positions, bar the Hurricane bit.
Yeah, but back in the day, this is why I mentioned the 90s when England last got to the World Cup semi-finals. And I remember when England in 1996, when they had the Euros over here, you still had loads of black folks with their flipping red tops on and their white tops on. No, I remember it vividly,
Not
mate.
man them.
Yes, man them.
Nah.
Man them with their shirts, mate. I can remember it, bruv.
Yes, no, they were geezers.
When I was young, yeah.
They were geezers. They're not man them.
When I was
There's a
young.
difference between geezers and man them.
Man
but
them.
There's a difference
are
between
they the
West Ham
same thing?
supporters
Nah.
and man that support
I'm
Arsenal.
talking about
Yeah?
people
Are they the same
I've
thing?
seen.
Huh?
Are they the same thing now?
I'm talking about people that I've seen. But me being young as a kid, I remember England playing Cameroon in the World Cup. Yeah, you can go on Google and kind of figure it out. I'm not going to tell you. It'll kind of give away my age a little bit.
Like a woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep going.
But anyway, so I remember I was looking at Cameroon. I was looking at England. I remember John Barnes, me being a Liverpool fan and what have you. And I was thinking, do I want John Barnes to do well? Do I want Cameroon? You know, I was young. I was a kid. But then as the game started and then it went on, I wanted Cameroon to win.
Roger
You get
Miller,
me?
man.
Roger Miller was there because I remember watching that first game against Argentina. I loved Diego Maradona, but I wanted Cameroon to beat them.
You know what? You know.
Italy 90, yeah?
Yeah, 1990.
Do you know?
That's the first World Cup I remember.
Okay.
Do you know what the problem for me was? When I was growing, I grew up in the Nigeria, Okocha, Amakachi, Amaniki, that era.
When we won the Olympic Games,
when there
and we
was
were
some
dominating.
super guys in that team.
Yeah.
So there was every reason for me to be proud of that team. There was no reason for me to look anywhere else.
All right, let me ask you a question then. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because
You know, like that.
Fine team.
all right. We're talking. We're saying that all four of us are saying that as much as we don't want England to lose, we're not necessarily supporting them either. It's just like, it is what it is. We watch them and we have an affinity with the black players, and end of the day, if they win, well done. You know, we live in the country, there's going to be euphoria and whatnot. Well, you know, why not? Okay. But we're not there waiting for their downfall.
Pom-poms.
All right? Okay. But we still have a twinge of a feeling of those youngsters, black youngsters, that do fully heart on shoulders or whatever it's called.
Are you disappointed in them?
Yeah,
Yes,
they're lost.
Yeah, Stavros.
They're
Yes, I'm
lost,
saying
bruv.
it.
They're
But my point
lost.
is, I want to
You're
ask a question.
disappointed in the fact that they're fully on this England thing.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's Stavros. So you can call that racist if you want. So be it. All right, cool. Is there anything wrong with me thinking that? Is there something? Because that is the question I asked the group. Am I wrong for feeling a way about that? Because I felt a way when I saw that video. I felt a way. All of these people.
No, I don't think you are, because I think that if there was an African team that was involved and England weren't, I don't think that they would have that same passion and that want for them to win. Because for me, Nigeria, first and foremost, I want them to do well. Secondly, it was Senegal. It wasn't even England. I look at Senegal and I look at people that look like my uncles and look like my cousins. When Liverpool win, I'm all happy. When they lose, I'm sad. When Nigeria win and lose, it's the same feeling. When England win or lose, I just don't care. You get me? So with these young players, I think that they are somewhat lost.
Players or fans?
Sorry, the fans. I think that they're somewhat lost. I think that they're easily influenced by the whole excitement and the euphoria that's going on.
They only know
and
England, bruv. You have to remember, that's what they know, innit? This is the country that they know.
I was a youth, mate, and I didn't just know
Yeah,
England.
but your parents were there, like they were fresh. They were put in, and listen. We've all said this now, yeah. When we come from outside into our house, we no longer live in England. We live in whatever country, culture we come from in that house. Yeah, I don't think it's the same for these youths anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
there's that, and there's the other thing is you went back to Nigeria.
Actually, I was in Nigeria as the World Cup started.
So
I came back a week later.
But the point is, you've been back to Nigeria as well. You've got that connection with home to a degree.
That 1986 World Cup.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You have that connection. I don't know if this younger generation has the connection in the same way.
Some of them go back often, but they just feel British. They listen. I've been saying this for a long time. Yeah. Now, if you was to have 5 boys walking in front of you with their hoods up, and you cannot see their face, and you just hear them talking, you might not know where they come from. You might not even know what color they are.
That's true.
Right? That is the UK, or London anyway, UK, that they understand. Right? They are all feel like.
Whereas you're saying 20 years ago, you would have known.
You would have known. As now, people they don't see. They see race. They see all of that stuff. But Timmy from the block is still Timmy from the block. You know what I mean? They know that he ain't gonna get stopped in such the same way that I am, but he's still Timmy from the block. Do you understand? I think they think differently. They think more positively about this country than we ever would.
Okay. Let me throw a curveball in there then, because what it is that you're talking about maybe in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th generation. Like my son, for example, we went to go and watch England versus Nigeria, and my son and my daughter. And we were upset that England lost. My daughter with her
England lost or Nigeria lost?
Sorry, we were upset that Nigeria lost. You know, my daughter with her first game, she was actually vexed, and I did love that.
Yeah.
She and what I'm saying is that, you know, maybe her kids and my son's kids will have the feeling that the Americans do, for example. So when the Americans are doing their Olympics and it's the USA basketball team and it's USA,
Mr. Wolf,
they're all for them.
That's not a good test. Take your child to go watch England versus Sri Lanka, or I don't know, Sweden, something like that.
They wouldn't want to go to that.
No, but if they went and the game's playing, and I don't know, Henderson starts playing football and Henderson scores, I bet your son starts to scream and cheers for them.
He doesn't like it.
Whoever. When are the
No,
Liverpool boys?
but a good example would be if Raheem Sterling or Rashford
yeah, or one of them man
guys
scores,
that he identifies
he would
with.
be like, yes. And he would end up being, maybe not even directly, but he would end up supporting that England team in that match.
And you know what's the thing that burns me the most about this conversation is that there is a parallel conversation that's happening probably at the same time about the French team.
Yeah.
The French team is exactly the same thing.
Well, see, I mean,
It's even worse over there.
There's 23 players in the squad.
13 of them are
It's more.
It's 13. I counted them.
It's 15.
Is it?
There's 15 players that are from African descent, and about 10 of those 15 are fully black, not even mixed race. You know what I mean?
So they have been. I'm almost guaranteed that they're having the same conversation.
I don't know. You know, France is a bit different.
No,
they just hate their immigrants, and they just what they want to use you. They use you for the football.
Yeah, but you got to remember that
but
France is
using
still,
us as well.
France is still taxing all of the previous colony countries.
Yeah,
and all
they
that
know.
kind of
That's what I'm saying.
So
The players themselves might feel away. But I'm talking about the. Are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the black population.
Yeah, black
The
population.
French are
okay.
more overtly racist
Yeah,
than the
yeah,
British.
yeah. Blatantly. But
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I was something that we discussed on season 1 of ESN a long time ago.
Go listen to season 1. It's more raw than this one.
is it in relation to the football? Yeah.
Not necessarily the football, but the topic of supporting
go on.
and losing culture. Well, culture.
Go on.
Right. So it was the thing you brought up about your friend or work colleague, the Nigerian that married a white woman, and he was an uncle.
Okay,
And he had
it was-
children that looked.
That was
whatever.
a punter.
And then and then when his children had children, and they looked more or less white, which is no issue. I've got great nieces that
He was upset that he
Probably couldn't
didn't
tell.
teach his kids the culture of where he came from.
Apparently, what was it? Something to do with the food or something one time, and they were like, and because the color wasn't an issue for him. He didn't mind the color. He didn't mind the fact that they were born in his country. He didn't even mind the fact that the language was a bit lost until one time. Maybe he was eating his food, and he was eating his Nigerian food, and they were like something like, and he's like, wow, it hit him then. I haven't taught these children the culture. Or my grandchildren.
It was
I ain't done shit
it
by
was
these
that, and
kids.
when he looked at them and he couldn't see himself.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So now I'm talking to a work colleague of mine. He's East African, and he's soon to be married. And I was talking about so I asked him about his children's name. He's got a couple of children, and they had English names. I was like, oh, okay, because I see this dude that's very pro-black as well. And I said, so you're gonna get married in your native clothes? Because I think in his country, no offense to him, I'm not gonna mention the country. I don't want to bait everything up. But I said, I don't really rate your native clothes. And he said, no. He showed me a picture of something. I said, oh, this looks good. He said, yeah, this is something I might wear. I said, well, you might wear on your wedding. He said, yeah, I'm not sure yet. Now he's marrying a Caribbean woman. And I said, what, for sure? He's like, yeah, I might do. I think maybe. So I said, hold on. So you got English children's names. Sorry, your children got English names, and you're not even sure if you're gonna wear the thingy. But I always saw you as being a bit like pro-black. And he looked at me. He's like, so what are you saying? I was like, don't you think? He said, your children got English names. I'm like, no. I said, I don't want to be offensive to you, but I said it'd be a disrespect to my children. Yeah, it's a disrespect if I give them English names. I said they got 2 Nigerian names, 2 Ghanaian names to match their parents. They have a Welsh surname because I have a Welsh surname, and I haven't changed that yet. So that's that. But I would never give them an English name because I don't count them as English. I don't want them to grow up in and even think that they're British because they have a British passport, but they're not English. I don't want them to be confused with that and giving them that name and not giving them the culture. Because then I started speaking about the food. He's like, and then I said, and then he sat there. He thought, but I never thought of it like that. I said, you've never thought of that. You never thought the importance of the name you're giving your children and the fact that you're not even sure if you're gonna. He said, I'll probably just wear it for my mum because my mum would want me to wear it. I was like, boy.
But that's the thing. That's why the place that we live in now. People they don't feel that same affinity to the culture that it was. Do you know the reason why I was so anti-England this World Cup?
Oh, this particular one?
Why is
Yes.
I'm much less than I was before.
It's not necessarily. It's because I watched one video before the World Cup, yeah, or around the World Cup when it started, and it was about the artifacts that was in the British Museum that's in Benin, from Benin, yeah, the Benin artifacts that we've made from thousands and thousands of years ago. They're in the British Museum, and the Nigerian government said, "Okay, it's time to give them back. You stole them." You stole them when you came and stole everything.
And they said
else
they
from
wanted
us.
to loan it to us, innit?
Yeah, I would like to finish my story, but yeah, fine. But yeah, so that's basically what happened. So they said, okay, we're not going to give them back to you, but we can loan them to you because, they are still. And that's when I said, you know what? F England. I can't actually deal with this place. And I know it happens to every country. And I know they do it with everyone. You know, the Indians still want their jewels back from the Queen. All that type of stuff. I get it. But when I just saw that and I said, you lot are telling me about this World Cup that's coming home. You lot not even want to give people back their things.
Yep.
And I'm just meant to be screaming, it's coming home.
For me, it's
Nothing
stories,
will come home.
Yeah, for me, it's stories like that, what they done and what they're doing to Raheem Sterling even today.
Yeah.
And just regular stories that we hear on a day-to-day basis, which is almost numbed us to normality, to hear those stories and think, oh, well, it's happened again. Oh, yeah.
Them men are going to get stop and search when they leave.
That's what I'm saying. So no matter how successful you are as a black man, you are still just a regular black man. I think it was, what's that poet I posted in the group one time? There was a poet who done poetry at the royal wedding. Yeah?
George the poet or something? George
the poet. He done poetry in the royal wedding. He's done some fantastic community work. And he's a big guy right now. And it doesn't matter who you are. He got stopped by the police. He got disrespected in front of his mum. His mum got disrespected by the police. And they needed to Google him to say, okay, well, you're that guy, for them to let him go. But what about the regular person that they stopped in the street and treated and disrespected? This is how we are treated. So no matter how successful you are still deemed as that black guy.
The worst thing about the press and Raheem, I'll be very fast, it wasn't even what they did to Raheem. It's when they put Harry Kane on the front and said, finally an England player that we can be proud of.
Yeah.
I was so vexed. It's like, so, what?
And Wilfried Zaha was like, that's why I don't play for England.
And this is the problem.
But he did though.
But this is the problem that I have. Yeah.
Why chose?
That is where the big problem for me lies. Because I'm saying, these men are out here saying, okay, yeah, England, we're coming home. And at the same time, literally at the same time, they've still got Raheem Sterling throwing shots at him in the press.
Right now.
And the conversations that I've had, outside of the one we had at football this morning as well, the conversations that I've had, that man at work want to get vexed with me. Oh, you know that this guy's not there's another Nigerian guy in my workplace. You know that this guy's not supporting England. And I'm just sitting there listening. And the Nigerian guy's like, well, why would I support England? He goes, you live here. You why wouldn't you support them? Turns to me and said, oh yeah, are you supporting England? And I was like, no. And he goes, what reason have you got not to support England? And I was like, my grandparents are from the Windrush generation. So it seems really strange that I'm going to support England when they were, looking to kick out my grandparents. And he's like, oh, but that's politics. Politics and football are completely different. And I'm like, no,
absolutely
they're
not.
Very much the same thing. So I said, furthermore, why would I then support a team where they've got Sterling in the press all throughout this World Cup, vilifying the guy for nothing, and he's part of the Windrush. Wait, his parents are part of the Windrush generation, or his family, I should say. Yeah. So how now can I consolidate supporting this team when I know that you're not really for us anyway? And
when they say that this is football, it's not politics. Like I said at the beginning, they're representing England. You get me?
A man said Southgate will probably get a knighthood if they win the World Cup. If probably. That's not political, it's not political. What is that?
Exactly.
You know what? I said to somebody today, and I've been saying it for a bit. Yeah, I said, look, let me tell you something now. Yeah, I said it to my boy because me and my boy was having an argument. One of my good friends that I've known for years, and I could not believe me and him was having this discussion. It was actually saddened me that we had it, but we did. And I said to him, you would never see two Jewish people having an argument about one Jew saying to the other Jew, I don't really want to support Germany, even though I live there. You would never have it. And no one would even expect them to have that argument. If you said, you know what, I don't support Germany, fair enough.
I understand.
There would be no argument. There would be no discussion about it. There would be like, why don't you support Germany? He just, fair enough. Okay, I get why you might want to not want to support Germany, even though you haven't really got. Maybe they've got. I don't know. They've got good football. I don't know. The Israelis got a good football team. I don't know.
They're decent.
I know they've got good shooters, but I don't know about the rest of them thing. Yeah, but you know what I mean. No one's gonna tell that man nothing. But me, I can't say that I don't support England because of certain atrocities that's happened in my country. I can't support England because the fact that they come and mess up all the things. I can't do that. As a black man.
Just put it this way. I mean, there's some, like I said, there's some people that are so washed out with blackness. All they have is their black skin, and that's it. They're not proud to be black. They're just black. I mean, to the point that in the barbershop, yeah, there was.
It's always a barbershop.
It's because this one actually rattled man. Yeah, there was a guy in there. Obviously, not going to mention no names. But he is so connected to this country that one, he said when the national anthem is playing that he feels a connection in his heart.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Christ, that's easy.
Two, listen to this one, simple. Yeah. He said, and we weren't even talking about war or anything like that. He mentioned it, and he said that if there was a war between Jamaica and England, exactly. Look at, he said that he would side with England, and he would be happy to kill his own brothers and sisters back home. He said the first thing that he would do is bring his parents back over here.
Why?
Because he feels like he's more English than he is Jamaican.
No, but why would he bring his parents back over here?
Because he doesn't want to kill him.
Can I just say this now? Can I curse him very well?
Go ahead, bro.
I would like to know that any single time you have oxtail, it's just bone, no meat. Every time you want curry goat, it's just bone.
Let me tell you
gristle.
something. You see,
no meat on your plate. That's the type of curse I'll give a man.
That should be the question you always ask somebody that claims, I'm English.
I mean, put it this way.
Which country would you fight for?
Everyone was in shock. And there were some people that really wanted to try and understand his mindset and his mentality.
Should have chopped him down.
Well, that's the thing. There was one guy in particular, big up Huey, is like, he says that you need to understand that he's a product of his own personal environment. So you don't know where he's come from for him to say something like that. So what we must do as a people is at least try to educate him. And that's what a couple of us, or a couple of the man them in the shop tried to do. But bro, we were in shock. Go on, bro.
Sorry, I'm of the school of thought now that you can't save everyone, bro.
That's it.
Some of them have to get sacrificed. You get me? And if a man is just not, I'm being serious.
It's true.
If a man is prepared to make a statement like that, he either hasn't thought about it or he has thought about it. And if he has thought about it and he's making a statement like that, you got to drop them out.
It's true.
Leave them on the sidelines, bro.
Maybe we should just move on a bit because we've been discussing it quite a while. But that's interesting. That's interesting.
Sorry. Before we move on, the other conflict I've had is I'll be looking at the Belgian team.
Full of Congolese, bro.
Yeah,
the Belgians are even worse than the bloody
exactly
for their history. But a lot of people don't know about the Belgian
They
history.
don't know about the Belgian history.
What's my man's name?
King Leopold.
Leopold. That's it.
But Lukaku actually was getting battered by the Belgian press.
Yeah,
they hated him. They still hate him now. Some of them.
Is it?
Yeah.
And do you see the piece that he wrote?
Yeah. It was fantastic.
Fantastic piece. I'll say.
Fantastic piece.
But yeah, if you get a chance, people look up King Leopold if you don't know about it, and you'll understand the level to which the Belgium thing is a lot worse.
Genocide.
Seriously. It's graphic as well. If you ain't got the stomach for it, genocide. I would say leave it alone.
We have spoke about. Sorry to cut you. We have spoke about Congo before, and the madness that is going on in the Congo up to this very day, and it goes way back to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Way back to him.
He's a monster.
Listen,
they talk about Hitler. They forget
about him.
Yeah. They forget him.
Yeah,
and he's worse than him.
Divide and conquer is important. Yeah, and the Europeans got that on lock. On lock.
This is our English. You see, you know what? Yeah.
Pakistani Indians, they're beefing. Divide and conquer.
One time.
Yeah, all the tribes in some of our native countries, divide and conquer.
Yeah,
look at the Biafra war. Divide and conquer.
Yeah,
this is the one. And when you make your enemies weak, then you can rule them in multiple different ways because they're weak. They fight each other.
So weak that we play for the national team.
And be proud
and sing the anthem
and feel
the
it
same
in our
anthem
hearts.
they used to sing before they shot you lot down. Anyway,
so I think universally this is the reason why if you didn't understand it, because I have been tweeting with people that have had issues, because I sent a tweet out for all you people that were saying Wakanda forever a few weeks ago and now it's coming home. I'm looking at you with a side eye.
Did you get replies?
I got a couple of replies, you know. If one of them was previously on the podcast. Well, that was basically it. I said if you were screaming Wakanda forever a few weeks ago and now when it's coming home, boy, I'm looking at you like, is it? Where's it coming home to? Because pick a place, innit?
I'm gonna retweet that one time.
Pick a place. So, yeah, some people are like, can you not be pro-black and support Britain? I said it's a conflict, isn't it?
It's a contradiction.
Yeah.
Can you be pro-black and support slavery? That's the question. That's basically what you said there.
But then people say, "Oh, it's finished now."
But it's not, is it?
We're not allowed to think about our history. Our history is not allowed to be told.
The Jewish people will get their monies,
Their accolades.
and their accolades, and they're allowed to say we don't support German. And you know the thing, the important thing is, because I hear it when they talk about American politics all the time. Like, this is why they don't apologize for slavery. This is why they don't. Everything is always we need to move on. We need to move on. At least with the Germans and the Jews, because the Germans fully accept their history. To be a Nazi is illegal. You do any of that stuff in Germany, because they're so. This is how it seems anyway from the outside. They don't pretend that we are proud of as a what's the word, government.
Yeah, no.
I don't know about the people. Yeah, I don't know about the people.
They've let their shame be known. Yeah.
But the government say we don't back this. All of this stuff is in the background. We did it. We are ashamed of it, and we don't claim it. You cannot be a Nazi and all them things. You can't talk them things in Germany, and you go to jail. You just go to jail. It's not like over here you can you have free speech and you can. They don't have free speech when it comes to Nazis. It's like, oh, that's a punishable crime by going to jail. Simple.
But them men are clever anyway, because they've taken over the world in a different way.
Can I just say something as well to the people? The people that saying it's not political. Yeah, that's what was not political. Don't let me ever see you talk about how you were supporting man that was taking the knee. Yeah, when they was playing American football.
One time.
Don't ever let me hear you say that, because that's way political.
One time.
And you lot were supporting it a lot of you, saying that's what you're supposed to do.
Someone can say it's societal.
Because
someone say what?
Societal, because it's about the police.
Whatever.
You can say it's about police.
Same thing.
No, it's still political, don't it?
Everything's political, though. That's the point. When it comes down to it, everything you can you can always turn it back to religion and politics.
Listen,
that's why they try to separate them.
Remember that World Cup where the Colombian guy messed up and they killed him? Political.
Yeah, that's sad.
But that was the gangsters. That was his own bodyguard.
I'm very, very shocked. Very, very shocked.
How big is it with your own bodyguard?
That Putin allowed this behavior to happen.
These guys are laughing at death.
That Putin allowed it to happen.
It's a long time ago.
Putin, I'm surprised he allowed this Russian team to not go through.
I think he done everything in his power.
I thought he would have sniped man by now.
Yeah, look, they did better than everyone thought they would.
Yeah,
and I think that's down to Putin.
They gave their country a good. Well, the home states in it usually do well. And I will say, as much as we've been talking, I do actually love all the "It's Coming Home" memes.
It's hilarious, bro.
I love him.
With all of this that we've been talking about, a lot of what they're doing on social media, I won't lie, is flipping funny. The funniest one for me is when Chucky, Chucky the dolly. Yeah. So she's saying, "What are you, damn it? What are you?" And he's like, it's coming home, you fucking guy. It's coming home. It's coming home.
You love swearing on the pod, innit?
Yeah. There was one I saw today, and one guy was tweeted, and it made me laugh. He goes, "We've been saying it's coming home. We've been saying it's coming home all this time because we didn't actually believe it. But now it's close. We don't know what we're supposed to do anymore." And it's true. Someone's like, it can actually work. It can actually happen. And somebody said today that this is the biggest thing that can happen in their life. And I was like, wow.
But if Nigeria to win the World Cup, I'll consider that as big.
It's a big thing.
The biggest thing to happen in your life.
If Nigeria won the World Cup, I would probably just fly there straight away, immediately.
Some people were talking, because they talk about 1966, they always bring it up. I said, bruv, I had to tell him, listen, even with all my stuff that I've been talking, if Nigeria won the World Cup 50, 60, 70 years ago, I would still be talking about it to this very day. Nobody could open their mouth and say nothing.
We did win the World Cup.
Without me remind, huh?
We did win the World Cup.
When?
The Olympics.
The under 17s.
Oh yeah, we won under 17s.
Yeah. We've done under 17s and under 20s.
Yeah, we won it.
Okay.
And hopefully this team could go on and win it again.
The World Cup.
Uncle, stop touching. Sorry, madam. Sorry.
Sorry, madam. Sorry.
All right. What do you want to talk about then? I want to either play the video of the Serena or talk about this thing about black men and not being attractive, which I couldn't even finish reading the article. I was so vexed.
Let's do that.
I've got the article.
Because you just spoke about sports quickly.
Yeah,
so let's go back to Serena after. So let's do this one.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is an article by Derek Owusu. Hopefully I've said your name correctly. I think it's a Nigerian name, so I should really. And it's talking about black men and how apparently some of us don't feel attractive, and how we're meant to cry over that or something like that. I don't know. So it talks about the emotional challenges faced by British black men when it comes to Eurocentric norms of attractiveness. Now it's long. I haven't read the whole thing, but hopefully I'll get to a point where you mans tell me to shut up, and because we get it and we can talk about it now. So just wait until I get to that point at least. Right. So until recently, it never occurred to me to wonder how black men feel about their physical appearance. Looks are something we generally joke about, cuss each other, or talk or talk about lightly, skimming the surface but never discussing seriously. This all changed for me when I felt the most insecure I've ever felt. And embarrassingly, it was triggered by the Love Island show. Newly available on Netflix, I decided to binge all the seasons up until season 4. A season being dubbed a dream for white women who love mixed race men. Each series begins with a brief profile of each contestant, a bit of a talk focusing on what they're up to, and yada yada yada. Let me see if I can get to something.
Get to something juicy, please, because
like I said, I couldn't finish it. Yeah, this is where I began to feel okay, and then it came to the couple up. This is where I began to feel rattled. With all the men lined up side by side, silent, grinning white teeth, waiting for the opportunity to step forward and offer themselves up to women soon to be making an appearance, there was plenty of time for me to take in how good looking most of them were and how different I felt compared to them. True, these men were 100 shades lighter than me, but that didn't stop my mind at that moment from wondering why I too wasn't born into a Thanos-like shell.
let's stop from there, man. I don't even want to go on because this just sounds like some bullshit.
It was basically, let me hold on. It came back. JJ Boller, big up yourself. He said a lot of you don't think black men can feel unattractive or desired. So I think the premise of the thing is that black men now all of a sudden can feel unattractive because we're not the Eurocentric ideas
But that's
of white.
been for years, though.
I don't
don't
I'm
understand.
so baffed as to why this is now a thing. Somebody needs to write an article about it.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Because they've now changed this notion as to say that black men are the most desired men on the planet.
That's what I've been.
So
hearing.
now people feel like black men now can't feel like they're ugly. But
Well, who cares? Who cares either way? That was my thing. I was reading this thing, and this is from the Mostly Lit podcast. It was one of those people that wrote this article.
okay.
And I was thinking, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just got no
Patience.
Empathy.
no, because empathy is not the right one. Because if I don't understand, I just don't understand. Patience is similar, more along the lines, but I can't think of the word. Basically, I just don't care.
Compassion.
No compassion. I got no compassion for certain
It's
things
always
sometimes.
simple, Sam.
Yeah.
The dictionary of the podcast.
There are times when I hear your problem and it's like, I understand it, but, I can't relate, or, this and that. And then there's times where I hear and I'm thinking, you bitch, you? And I'm sorry, but if you're saying, wow, me as a black man, all of a sudden I felt unattracted because I was looking at good-looking white men.
No, mixed race guys.
Or mixed race guys. I don't like, so what?
But ain't this okay?
Yes, the women have done this to women. Let the women cry.
Hold on. I just want it to be known, yeah. As I just say, 2018 is the year of keeping that same energy, yeah. That is
Not for me. I don't like that term.
whatever, yeah. But last episode, we slaughtered Samara. We slaughtered her, or you did anyway, for the same premise.
Oh, so I'm cussing the men as well.
I want you to slaughter him. Then.
So I'm keeping it. So I am keeping the same energy. That's the thing. I cannot stand. It's just it does kind of stem from what we were talking about previously. You stop looking at somebody else and thinking, I wish I looked good like them, or because I don't think this is what this person was saying. I mean, like I read more than what I read to you before, but I had to stop halfway through. Well, I think it was a third of the way through. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Are you really just saying that for some reason, whatever the reason, which is fine, yeah, you felt not the most attractive person all of a sudden? And then what? Everybody goes through this. So I don't want you to now distill it down to, well, as black people we didn't feel attractive, or as black men we don't feel attractive. I'm fed up of you trying to seek approval from somebody other than your own.
Yeah, but what I don't get is, how are you trying to make a like-for-like comparison when you're doing an assessment in a completely different paradigm? Like, we know that Eurocentric beauty and African beauty and Asian beauty or what have you are completely different.
Exactly.
So why then are you going to get...
Because it's mixed race now, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're going to get up... But mixed race, again, is unfortunately, falls into Eurocentric. It's what it produces.
All right, I'm gonna let you lot talk, but then I want to go on a tangent because I want to know if we ever thought to ourselves, any time in our life, thought to ourselves, I wish I was as good looking as that person.
I can't relate to this because I'm better looking than
Yeah,
85% of people in the face, in life. So I can't relate.
I'll be very quick. Stavros, I don't think I'm physically attractive. In the face anyways, let's stick with that. Yeah, I used to have a decent body. I don't anymore. Clearly, we've had the discussion.
Did you?
Yeah, so yes. but in the face, I wasn't attractive. I've never thought I was attractive, and that was that. So I used to look at good-looking people. I thought I wish I was better looking, and that was it. Then I got more confidence in myself. I stopped being a bitch, and then I realized that I had other attributes, and I used my other attributes, and that was.
So
that.
do you still not feel like you're good looking?
No, but
But why?
I don't know.
You know, hold on.
What is wrong with you?
Not good looking compared to.
Yeah, good looking compared to
Compared to what though?
I don't know. Better looking men in it.
Okay, but what makes you feel like you are not good looking?
I don't know. I can see a picture of a man and say that's a good looking man. So I'm one of these men that's comfortable enough to say I can see a good looking man.
I too can.
Whereas my wife can look at 50 Cent and say, oh, he's good looking. But I don't.
A lot of people will say 50 Cent is not.
Yeah, I don't think he's good looking. So I'm not intimidated or anything by his face because I don't see him as being a good looking man. He's not ugly. He's just not good looking. Yeah? Now I've stopped from thinking I'm ugly to just thinking I'm not good looking anymore. I used to think I was ugly. Now I'm just not a good looking dude. There's good looking dudes out there, and there's nothing to do with skin tone in case that's what you got. Or having a big nose. I don't know if that's what you're doing.
Your nose is not
like, I can look at Idris and people say, oh, Idris. For me, Idris is a man around the block in it. Taking into account that our peoples know Idris, so Idris wasn't Idris until he was Idris.
For me, it's like this. I'm saying this.
If
you had a better body, I think a lot of women would say that you are very good looking
because I have swagger. I think
no, got nothing to do with you opening your mouth.
I don't think they look.
I don't even care. But most time you open your mouth makes it worse. I think if they was to look at you, and you was actually like had 6-pack or whatever,
like the guy in the picture,
with that body shape, I think a lot of women would say that you was good looking.
A lot of women,
and if your hairline was still, it was, I think that they would say that you was good looking.
I don't, but. It doesn't really matter anyways. The point is that right now I know I have enough attributes that I can get women. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
All right. So you at one point did feature yourself. You looked good looking or look better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Wolf.
Sorry, run that by me again.
Have you ever thought you need to look better?
I've thought. I wish I would look better than I am.
No.
So you've always felt good looking.
I've just been confident within myself. I've been happy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody has a part of their body which they think, I wish that part was like this.
I wish
or
I was
like
a
that.
little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
Yeah,
I wish
bastard.
I was a girl in the hood. I was taller.
Look, I'm
down, please.
These guys keep going on about not so much now about my height, but maybe I wish I was a little.
No, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about your face.
But
like,
I mean, looking. Yeah, but this is the thing: is that not everybody looks at their face.
This is none of that.
They look at their whole body and feel like, I wish my arms were bigger. Some guys with little dicks may think that they wish that they had bigger dicks. You get me? So there's always something.
Don't disrespect
apart.
the Small Dick Foundation. Yeah,
we spoke about that before. Innit? There's always a part of who you are that you maybe wish that you want to improve. But overall, me personally, I'm quite content and happy.
So Simple and Mr. Wolf are content and happy. They always have been. Wala?
I like you did not feel good looking for a long period of time in my life, partially because of Simple Simon.
What? Seriously?
So remember when we always used to talk about the girl that we used to approach who was good looking, and then she had the ugly friend. Are you saying that that's how you felt?
That's how I always was.
No, but are you being honest?
I told you this before. I say it so many times on the podcast. Like you don't listen to it. I was an afterthought.
Yeah, I said that on the podcast.
God damn.
I've always been my bedroom Rod.
Yeah,
best man at my wedding.
RK1,
racially ambiguous. He could pass for anything, innit? He's one of them ones.
You know who he reminds me sometimes when I see him? Like
he's so African.
My man from Baywatch and Knight Rider.
David
Hasselhoff, just that tall looking, good looking.
He's more like The Rock. He's more like The Rock.
But anyways, yeah, I could go. These two girls would swoon over him, and I'll just be there.
And like you say, he pass for anything. Is he white? Is he mixed race?
What? So he's so African. That's the thing that makes me laugh.
That's it. So I've been the not even the second fault.
You were the Butters friend.
You're not the fault. Yeah, I was the Butters friend.
Yeah, man. I've been the Butters friend for a long time. Like before him, there was my other the same Bridget that I was talking about with the football. Again, he had coolie hair. He looked Asian, black, mixed, all this thing that the girls was on.
The girls love it, man.
And they were on him, and I was always an afterthought.
People love looking at.
In fact, I wasn't even an afterthought. I was just not a fool.
Damn.
I was just not a fool throughout the whole. I was fat. I was African, and I was dark skinned.
You was fat
with spots.
You was fat for real.
Yeah, you call me a pig
and
that
oily
way,
skin.
and I'm coming for you, fam.
I knew that would irk you a little bit.
I sent it to my family group. I said, Mr. will call me a pig, you know. My sister was upset.
She's like, oh, that's a bit strong.
Oh,
I was gonna say something back in the group, but I left it.
Listen, you know what I'd done? I kind of threw the bait and you didn't take it.
I left it on purpose, but I was coming for you, bruv. I was coming for you. But anyway, so yeah, so I never ever felt good looking. I never felt good looking.
Oink oink.
Even when I started going out with girls and stuff like that, I still didn't really feel like I was good looking. What now? I'm stunned now. It's a bit different.
You're not saying it with any swagger, bro.
I don't have to say it with swagger.
You feel you're a stunner.
I'm stunned, man. When I have a fresh trim, I'm stunned.
I swear down, when you have a trim, it makes no difference, bruv. I can't see a difference when you get your lineup, bro. I don't even know when you get a trim.
Listen. At least I can get a lineup, bro. At least I can get a lineup.
All right.
Only lineup you can get is in prison.
I can't set myself
So
up.
hang on, wait a minute. Did my man just trash his trims?
He did completely. Listen.
And the thing about it is, it's not you that should be upset. It's your barber.
Yeah, I know.
Your barber should be
Believe
pissed.
in your blood clad barber.
Trust me.
But you know I'm a barber whore anyway. I have no loyalties to any barber. But yeah, now I feel like I'm alright. I feel like I'm attractive to women.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think I'm the person you would go and say, yeah, let me put you into the magazines, or you're the person out of the person in the room that I'm gonna say,
okay,
yeah,
all right.
one.
So let me ask you this: you said that if I had a good body, women will find me attractive. Do you ever see me being a model kind of person?
I think you could model. I think that if you had trimmed up yourself nicely and you put your beard is all nice and your skin is immaculate.
Nah, it's not immaculate. It's decent.
No.
It's good.
If you line up the beard,
yeah,
and you know,
bruv, you could pass. If you had a nice body and your face wasn't so fat, you could do it. No, because his face is very big and they're like the chiseled jaw thing. Yeah. But I so as much as I'm cussing this guy now for what he's writing or whatever,
yes,
there was a time when I thought I wanted to be like this guy. I wanted to be like Simple Simon. I wanted to be able to go out and girls swoon me, and I don't get that feeling.
This is not the problem. Not feeling attractive is not a problem. Everybody, I feel, can relate to that in some way, shape, or form. The problem is when you start racializing it and saying all of a sudden the thing now, because you know every week or every month there's a new topic, there's a new thing to talk about. We discuss it every week, and this one now, what's coming up now is black men can feel unattractive even though we're fetishized. I can never say that word properly, but and I was thinking
about that as well.
So what? That's so what? So what?
I don't know if everything's a big deal now, innit? We live in a world where everything is a big deal.
The only time these things matter is when you care about what the person thinks about you. And that's the important thing. If you don't care what they're saying, if you don't care what they're thinking about you, I can understand if it's going to make a difference to you getting a job. I can understand if it's going to make a difference to your pocket, to how you live your life.
Well, this is about their pom-pom, innit?
But we're talking about men.
Yeah, but the men are now feeling like they're not
Whoever
going to
this
get.
is
They're not going to get.
whoever this is talking gets his women.
Probably, but he might feel like he might not get the same women that this caliber of women that these mans will get. I don't know.
You have to start looking in the mirror then.
Yeah, but then you
also
also have to take into account that there's another dynamic as well. Like, and there's a dynamic where women might think you're too good looking to deal with, and I've had that problem as well.
Just piss off. Just
They
piss off, man.
kind of think that you're
Just piss
soft
off,
or whatever.
man.
Either they're soft or they feel like, I've had women feel like they can't compete. Like I don't know why they wouldn't want to compete with the aesthetic of a guy. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I've had women feel like they can't.
It's
compete.
the same reason why a man doesn't want his woman making more money than him.
I like this
It's the same
conversation.
reason why a woman doesn't want a man looking better than
him.
Than her.
I like this conversation
Makes
because it's showing us as vulnerable men exposing ourselves and you know
Vulnerable which part?
opening up, yeah. And let's take it deeper, right? The first time that you went out with a girl that everyone considered good looking, like stunning out here on these streets,
I'm not going down this road.
did it make you feel better as a man?
Sometimes, yeah. I kind of felt like, I mean, I was younger, and to me it felt okay to have that trophy on my arm. I don't. At the time, it was cool. Maybe not so much now. You look deeper into the person, but you know, on face value, one of them was a stunner, bruv.
It was a big deal for me.
The stunner, mate.
It was a big it was a big deal for me when I started getting from this looks wise from people in what people would put maybe in the lower tier looking girls to people that will put in the upper tier looking girls. it made a big deal for me
How?
because I was never that. It was like it was not expected of me. It's like I overachieved.
Oh, so they look at her and they're like, "What, you with that guy?"
You had them conversations.
I had them conversations. Like simple will tell you. Some of these man them were like, "So what? That's Waller's girl," and it was like, "Yeah," and they couldn't correlate. What? I didn't get that, and I was like, "Well, why shouldn't I be able to get that?" Because you know me, I never have this out of your league thing. This thing don't exist to me. If you can get them, you can get them. There's no such thing as out of your league. Yeah?
She must have heard how you and maybe the previous ex got busy.
You know
she
what's
was like,
no, but you know what's so crazy?
I want some of that
Do you know what's so crazy?
in the bedroom.
I wasn't.
No, it's got
I
nothing. Got game.
I wasn't at any point stunned by that.
Yeah, because you know me in it. You know what I can achieve as a human being.
At all, I wasn't stunned by it. As that, and when because they used to come to me before, brother, is that really his girl? Yeah. Like, no, but seriously, I'm like, yeah, that's his girl. What's your problem? Like, right, is that how man's going on? I'm like, he likes pretty girls. Always has. Like, that's the thing that he's always. I don't know, bro.
Bruv, when my fiance now, when I first took her to one of the parties, this is why I love my uncles, you know. One of my uncles stopped me and goes, Wahala, yeah. Is that a new one? He goes, again. Wahala, again. I came and gave you one big high five. Again. I said, Uncle, don't worry. You know how we do. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a big deal for me to.
But how is it a big deal? You said people said what did it make you feel?
It made me feel like. It almost made me feel like I'm not that ugly boy anymore. Or it don't matter.
You bitch you.
It don't matter.
You bitch you.
And yes, it does. Yes, you can abuse me as much as you like. But I had that through. As I said, I was always second choice. Then I went from not being second choice to being not even choosing. People choosing me.
You know, like that.
You say that again.
People were choosing me.
No,
and then
at the high note that you
people were choosing me. And then it went from me.
Voice analyst will be
then
like,
it went from me being able to choose the person that I like, whatever level they are.
I want
and they like me back.
You and you and you.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So it went different tiers. So I went from not being able to necessarily get girls, and I still ended up with people I liked, but not necessarily the person that everyone liked, if you know what I mean. Then I went from that to the person that people would like outside liking me or liking them, and you going out with them, and then you get to a tier where the person you can just pick the person that you like and they'll like you back. And that's the three levels I went to, and it was really bad for me. It was really hard for me at times to feel like No, I was waiting, man. I was waiting out here.
He was talking to things,
No,
man.
I'm talking to things because
talking to things.
bruv, you should know, as you say, when I used to walk into a place and every single girl just used to be swooning around simple, and I was not even getting the dregs of society at the time.
I think for me, I was lucky.
I was getting the crackhead white girls.
During those
you know what's so
periods.
bad? Sorry. You know what's so bad? When I was with Chaos, that's
Shut up! You and Chaos was running rings around everything that was on the roadside.
No.
We was running rings around everything on the roadside.
He was primo and I was secondary.
No.
Is that not the one where you said the story about how you went down this queue of women and if you didn't get the number, you did?
Yes, but he went first.
Yeah, but he wasn't getting the number and you was.
End of.
So you was never a second choice.
End of.
You was always, Tesco. I was lit. I was out here, man.
Man said I was always Tesco.
Quick save for those.
He didn't even give me Marks and Spencer's or Waitrose level. He said Tesco.
You didn't have that money, man. You don't have that money.
I just think I didn't get into girls until I was quite late in life. I matured sexually later. So
when you was like 29.
Pride.
Not that late, but late enough. And so whilst I was going through the period of all the girls wanted the other people, I was probably was more interested in Mortal Kombat or something anyways. So maybe I was lucky like that. But I just feel that everybody feels like that. It happens from time to time. Let's just live. Let's stop trying to racialize or make everything into some sort of story. Okay. What?
I was gonna ask. So okay, if you've never had that problem with looks, has there been anything else that's made you feel to yourself, you know what? I'm looking at the next man. I'm just like, I wish I was that person.
It's smart. You know what?
I was talking to these man. You already said that you was ugly, so that's not problem.
Okay then. Well, chop then, because we ain't got much time.
No, I don't look at people and wish that I was them. I can look at someone and see that they've achieved something good and say that I want to aspire to achieve your greatness, but never look at somebody else and think that they're something that I want to be. No, I'm pretty confident. I don't know where it came from.
Not even job wise, money wise.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can look at someone and see that they've achieved something and want to aspire to what they've become, or how they
That's what I'm talking about.
got something. And yeah, I know people that have done amazing things and they are an inspiration. But I would never say I want to be you because I have my own path. You feel me?
Okay.
Now, for me, it was if I had more money, I would wrap this game up. That's how it was. So there was a time where, especially I think it was more college times as well. Time when you're at college and you got them man that roll up in the car.
I remember them days.
And they take the girls that you've been trying to talk to, whatever. And then they'll just
pedophiles in disguise.
like that. And then so they've got the whip. They just take the girl and it's gone. And you know it's only because of the whip because you're better looking than that guy. Do you know what I mean?
It's not necessarily only because of the whip. They might have more game than you, especially when you're in college.
Nah.
Me as a 30-year-old,
when you're in college, if you wheel up in a nice car, you don't have to have that much game.
I'm telling you this now. Yeah, if I was that way inclined, if I wanted a 20 or 21-year-old person, I'm raising it. I don't even want to do college age. Yeah, but and there's another 20-year-old boy, or 21-year-old boy with the fattest car, gold chain, whatever. Yeah, nice watch, and he's pulling up beside them. I can pull up. I'm telling you this now in my old polo, mixed race polo, red polo, yeah. And I would leave with the chick.
Are you leave with nothing?
I would leave with the chick.
You'll leave with nothing, bro.
No. Are you really? Are you people saying this? You're really saying this?
It's got nothing to do with you. It's the shallow ones that you're approaching.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
At a certain
Your
age, at a
game
certain
is
time,
good.
they don't necessarily want what
They
you're
don't
saying.
want what you're trying to sell, bro.
They will take out.
They want the they
out.
want the fact that you're not in this guy's not in college. He's got a car. He comes to pick me up. Nobody knows who he is. They want that. They need that.
Ambiguous behavior.
They need that behavior there. So yes, at one point in my past, that was the thing. I'd be like, you know what? If I just had more peas and I had a whip, I'd end this thing.
But here's the thing, because I was discussing this with somebody. I can't remember who it was.
It would be unfair.
And I said that I wouldn't. Who was it? Somebody, anyways. But basically, they were talking about they had a good car and they had stuff and stuff. In fact, yeah, it was someone I'll say later. And I said that I wouldn't want to be in your position because they're a very good looking person, but they got a bit of money and they don't hide it. So they have a nice watch, they have a nice car. And they're telling me about all the times that they see people and the person's noticing their watch and they're looking too much at their watch and they see their car and their eyes light up and they understand and they're like, oh. And I said, but basically they're talking about having fun with these women, yeah? And I said, I couldn't even have fun with, and when I say fun, people, I mean, banging. Not necessarily one bang, it could be a long time bang, but the relationship is never going to be serious. They're just having fun with this.
Serious.
Because they know the person is there because they want that kind of lifestyle. They go to the nice clubs, they buy the nice drinks, they drive the nice clothes, drive nice cars, etc. And so because they know that the woman, it likes that, they know they can't be serious with this person. And I said, I can't even entertain that kind of woman. So I said I was very happy having my Casio and my Polo car and having beer girls because I'd never have to worry about you're there just because I've got this watch. You're there just because I live in this house.
You had game, bro.
This person, no, but forget the game. I'm not talking about that because this person got game as well. It wouldn't matter what they have; they would get girls. But the point is, he knows there are a bunch of women around him just because of that. And I said I couldn't even bang these girls just for fun. I couldn't bang them, even out of hatred, because I just don't. It's disgusting to me. It's repelling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a repulsive thing for I want to be around you because you have nice things. Yeah, because it's a repulsive thing for me. So I couldn't even with my casual.
I am repulsed.
Even with my casual banging, I still want to feel not just physically attracted. I want to have some sort of.
Yeah, but who's to say that these women are not attracted to the guy as well?
No, they're attracted to the watch.
Yeah, but I'm saying that
they're
the guy
to the lifestyle.
Yeah, I know, but who's to say that they ain't attracted to the gentleman?
But no, he's a good-looking dude, so they will be attracted to him.
Yeah,
but the point is that is part of it's too much of the attraction.
Okay, all right.
Wrist for wrist, let's have a glow off.
Are we going into this next thing?
We will go into it.
Brick for brick, let's have a blow off.
Let's see. All right, and so
Is the last topic? Yeah,
this is because we're nearly out of time.
You said earlier that when she was 5-2 up, she lost concentration because her mind drifted towards the last 16 tie against Serena Williams. She said that must be really difficult being Serena Williams because everyone ups their game every single time they have to play her. What do you think? I mean, you have to deal with that every single time going on court knowing you are number one, the one to beat. Have you just got used to that now?
I'm glad someone admitted that. Of course, Madison does. She's just so smart and so on it. But yeah, every single match I play, whether I'm coming back from a baby or surgery or it doesn't matter, these young ladies, they bring a game that I've never seen before. And it's interesting because I don't even scout as much because when I watch them play, it's a totally different game than when they play me. This is what makes me great. I always play everyone at their greatest, so I have to be greater.
She said it must suck to be you.
At first it did, but I like it because, you know, it kind of backfires as everyone comes out and they play me so hard, and now my level is so much higher because of it from years and years of being played like that. So it's like, you know what? My level has, if it wasn't high, then I wouldn't be who I am. So I had to raise my level to unknown because they're playing me at a level that's unknown. And so now I'm used to it.
I haven't sworn this whole podcast. She's a fucking Super Saiyan. She is a fucking Super Saiyan. Oh my God.
That was Serena Williams responding to a question from a reporter saying that there's a fellow tennis player that said that for some reason they were winning a match and they thought, wow, this is what it must feel like to be like Serena Williams. That she must get it hard because this person was fighting extra hard to beat me, and everybody must do that with Serena Williams.
Everybody
and that
does.
was her response. And I'm telling you, that line,
Gangster.
these people that are talking about, I don't like because
That's a
because I'm
t-shirt,
black.
bro.
This is what makes me great.
It's a t-shirt, bro. You know,
This is what makes me great.
I'm a big tennis fan, period. But you see that there, I actually watched that interview and I was like, rah, man, I need to get my son, I need to get my daughter to listen to this, because she's saying that the people that are around her trying to pull her down are the same people that are pulling her to greatness or pushing her to greatness.
I like the way you put that.
You know, she is way and beyond the best female tennis player of all time. She hasn't quite reached the number yet. I think it's a pre-war number. I think it's like 29 or something.
She might be the best tennis player of all time, to be honest.
I don't know, but she, for who she is and for what she has done, what she's achieved as a black woman, I find her just amazing. I love her.
Can we just understand the genius? I don't even know if you're just saying it, because you say sometimes things for the saying its sake, and they're saying sometimes things for genius. I don't know which one of it is the two today.
Who's that?
What Simple Simon has called her.
Okay.
Does anybody watch Dragon Ball Z here?
Dragon Ball Z?
Do you watch it?
No, it's just you two.
Okay, so Super Saiyan. So basically, Goku.
Have you seen this clip on Twitter?
No.
Because somebody posted, this is what I thought of when I saw that clip, and it was something from Dragon Ball Z. I didn't know what it was.
Right.
He said 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 or something like that.
Let me explain to you, yeah? Let me tell you why. I didn't even know there was a clip, yeah? But Goku's a player, is the main character in Dragon Ball Z, yeah?
Yeah.
And Goku powers up to different levels. So he's Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. And I think there's another one which is Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct, yeah?
Hot nerd.
But I don't give a damn, I watch it. So basically, the way he gets higher is that he has to fight the best all the time. So if somebody's the best, he'll go and fight them. He'll get beaten up until he can beat them, and then his body will take to that next level, and he'll become Super Saiyan whatever it is. Is exactly what she's saying here.
Okay.
So she's saying basically,
these people are spreading.
so what she's saying here is that whenever I fight you, I can't. It's the same thing like Goku. Whenever I play you at tennis, you're never gonna play me the same way because you're playing me. I'm the best, so I have to go to this next level. I need to become a Super Saiyan to beat you. So you're just training me to become that Super Saiyan, and that's who she is. She's a different human being.
She's amazing.
And the humble swag that comes with it is just beautiful.
And the swag has grown. That's what I like about it.
Because she's got a child now. You know?
She changed it up because she's usually much more methodical with her talking.
Yes. And
She said, she just said I'm better than everybody else.
But why shouldn't she say that? She can say it now.
Yeah.
She can say it without a shadow of a doubt. I am the best you have ever seen in your life.
And the funny thing is that when I listen to the commentary, and it goes down to the black football players as well, when I listen to the commentary and I watch her games, you can hear the sense of these commentators wanting her to fail.
Oh yeah.
You can hear it in their voice. They're hoping that this person beats her, Halep beats her, that this person, Margarufa, beats her.
They were still talking about that tramp. Who's that one? That
Sharapova that came
Yes,
out in the first round.
It's a shame she came out in the first round because we never got to see them play.
again. I mean,
Why?
She lost in the first round.
The thing is with that in mind, I think it's about 25 times that they've played and Serena's beat her 24
We said
times.
it several times.
You understand? So, this woman has got, I love her. I love her sister. All these black sportsmen and women that are in certain sports that they're not supposed to be in, and they're great at it, like Lewis Hamilton and Tiger Woods and the Williams sisters. I just love it, bruv. I love it. I love them.
Now that interview was fantastic. That's the first time I've heard the interview. Fantastic.
Can we establish this woman said, I've stopped watching because most athletes, when they're playing 1-on-1, they watch the tape. You've heard it during the World Cup. The keepers watch the strikers when they know this penalty's coming. You watch the tape. She said,
I don't even watch them anymore.
I've stopped watching the tape because the way they play me and the way they play everyone else is two different levels. Can you imagine that? There's no point in me even watching them anymore.
You know what? Sometimes in life you have to just appreciate that you've managed
Reach
to
your level, man.
No, you appreciate that you've seen something that you may never ever see again.
Yeah.
And with Serena Williams, we just need to appreciate the fact that she is so good. Yes, genetically she may be stronger or what. I don't give a damn. She trained hard to be who she is. She is the Ronaldo of tennis.
Yes.
She is. Can I ask a question? And I've posed this question to a number of women in the past.
Ronaldo's the Serena of football.
Yes.
I like that.
Put it that way, right?
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
Do black women give Serena Williams enough props?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they a lot of them see her as an icon. I don't. You know what? I don't think that they
Do they laud her as much as they do Beyonce?
Yeah,
No,
that's what I was gonna say.
no. But they
You
put
get me?
she kind of quite high, but I don't think she inspires them in the field of tennis. I don't think that she inspires them to be tennis players. I don't think any black woman's coming out, I want to be a tennis player like Serena.
I don't think that a lot of these fans of Beyonce want to be singers. They just think that she's an amazing performer.
A lot of them want to be singers. A lot of them
I
are
don't
putting
know,
in that
man.
weave. Yeah.
I think sometimes that they look at Serena Williams a little differently, and maybe I've heard certain comments that, you know, look at how she looks or look at her weave, you know, and all these kind of things.
Bro, we've heard that from men as well.
I think they don't see her as beautiful. So I think any woman idolizing another woman, not any, but a lot of the time, beauty is part of that.
You know what I'll say? There was a time when women were quite happy. Some, you know what? I'm gonna say women because I'm gonna say some women. I think it's a very small number of women were quite happy. Weren't happy when men, especially black men, were saying that they were fancying Serena Williams.
Well, that women weren't happy with that.
Women weren't happy with that.
Why?
Because some of them themselves would say that they look wise or on the same level as Serena Williams, and those same men wouldn't give them the same props as they would have gave Serena.
Okay, come with that bottom.
Wow.
No, I've seen it. I've seen people say, she ain't that good looking. Why you think she's... I believe I'm better good looking than her, and I don't see you coming to talk to me like that.
You're not a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying that they equate things to looks, isn't it? So there's times when I've seen that, but I don't think a lot of women think that Serena Williams is not good looking. I wouldn't say that at all.
I'm not saying that they don't think she's good looking. Maybe I'll just stick with what you said, that she's average.
Average, yeah.
She's
not
so
as good looking as them.
Beyonce is not only super talented, she's super beautiful. They always
Is
add
she?
that on. Well, Beyonce,
Yeah.
that's what people say. I don't necessarily think she's the most beautiful woman in the world. But
Beyonce's pretty, man.
That's what people. Yeah, she's pretty. But I would take. Who's the darkest skin one in the
Where we all would though.
Kelly Rowland.
I think Kelly Rowland is a better looking woman than Beyonce.
I don't, but hey.
Kelly Rowland had the surgery though.
Yeah, she had
Has
one. Mate, she had some chompers, man. Her chompers were deep.
Okay.
She bite like Luis Suarez, man.
It was always Latavia for me anyway. So.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the one on F?
No, the thick one.
That was the originals, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I like them ones. Anyways, what's the time?
I would touch
Destiny
her
Child original.
softly.
You know that it was. I wanted to ask this question. I don't know if we got enough time, but what I've noticed is it's Gay Pride yesterday. I think, you know, and there's a lot of these images and, you know, the rainbow colors and all of these kind of things.
Yep.
So I want the people, the black people especially, those ones that are really out there and doing the Gay Pride thing. I just wonder if they would do the same for the black, green and red flag, a Pan-African thing.
You know what? It's funny you should bring this up because I was thinking about this most of this week actually. I realized that the Gay Pride and Gay Pride movement, you need to give them props.
Okay.
Because they've managed to come from
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
yeah, they've come from the struggle. They've come from a struggle for their own rights from way back I don't know if it's been as long as the civil rights or if he's even part of the civil rights. It might even be part of the civil rights movement.
We laid the foundation for them.
You say that, but they have managed to now get events that are internationally recognized and not just by the public. Lots of big business has been backing it. I've seen this rainbow colored thing from Starbucks, H&M, Costco, newspaper,
buildings.
buildings.
There's one building I go past and they got like a big 5 on their building. I think somewhere in Liverpool. I don't know what it is. I don't know what building it is, but that's now rainbow.
But they will do that because they don't want the upliftment of black people. So these companies are gonna have this thing because
they don't care about the upliftment of gay people. Gay people have got a lot of money. Bro.
Okay, they may have a lot of money, but there's no doubt in the fact that if we had our thing together and we were doing a similar type of thing that could generate money, for example, they're not looking to.
I think it's less money and more power and influence.
It's more power.
They ain't looking to uplift the black folks, man. They don't want us to have any kind
Mr.
of
Wolf,
movement.
why do you always have to compare it to the black thing? If the Pride people are doing their thing, why is it you have to why is it you're looking at the blacks like, would you do the same thing for us?
I'm saying give them
Because
props.
that's all that I'm about.
I'm saying give them props because they've managed to get the visibility of this thing so big. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Pride has turned into one of those international events that people actually fly in for now. They fly into London Pride. They fly into San Francisco Pride. It's like they've just
because it's for all colours and races, I think. And
bruv, it's what they've done is remarkable.
Okay, I'm gonna end on this. I'm gonna ask a question. So Pride, we'll support the Pride. I made my comment last week. I got a bit of lashback from.
Lashback.
Okay, fine.
Backlash, you mean?
I like lashback, man. Can I not take lashback too?
Can I just lash your back?
Some backlash. All right, for the comment I made about the trans, which I'm not actually taking back, so you can be upset with me in it. Not everybody here supports the Pride thing, but I'm not going to say names. So, but I do. I got no problem with them. Whatever.
I don't
all
care
good.
really.
It's all good, man. Anyways, but
Okay, what's the question?
the question is, somebody I went to a barbecue with last week. This is 3 barbecues in 1 week now I've done. Now, last week, a woman was upset. And the issue was that her 2 children, who are very close in age, but they're about 7 and 6 or 6 and 5, they went to school, and there was a gay person that did a talk there to talk about basically parenting, alternative parenting. So how a gay person, you can have basically 2 moms or 2 dads. And she wasn't happy with the fact that they didn't pre-warn her, they didn't tell her about it. They just had this person saying that there's other ways you can be parents. It doesn't just have to be mummy and daddy. It can be daddy and daddy. It can be mummy and mummy. And this is how the situation can work out. And this was obviously due to Pride. That's why the person came into school. So she wasn't happy about it. She said that she called up the school and said, you can't just do these kind of things without running it by us first. Did she have a point?
Yes.
Of course she does, because when they do sexual education and stuff like that, they run it past you first.
Is this sexual education?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just using it as a comparison, isn't it? So if there is a significant type of education that you're going to give youngsters that some may deem to be offensive or
not even
a bit too far,
it's outside of the remit of the curriculum.
And also, they may be just not quite at the age where you should be telling them certain things, you know. So I think that she is within her rights to ask questions and to I think she has the right to know what her child is going to be told in school.
She has to then come back and hear these children asking questions that she herself might not know the answer to.
But that's going to happen. That's going to happen all the time.
Yeah, it is, but it's like if you at least give me some preparation for it, I'll be like, oh, okay, all right, fair enough.
Okay, so let's say they said they were going to do it in school then.
Mm-hmm.
No problems with that.
If she knows.
They sent a letter, we're going to have a person to come in to talk about gay parenting.
It depends on how old they are.
On Monday the 12th or whatever.
You have to remember, each parent knows their child. The problem we have here with our schooling system is that we put people in classes by age, not by maturity.
Okay, yeah.
So some 11-year-old, I don't know however old, 10-year-old or whatever, however old the child is, may be mature enough to understand what's being told to them, and another may not. And that's where the problem lies for me. You know your child, you know to a degree what they're prepared to be able to take on mentally, and what you've laid as a foundation for them, whether or not they can deal with this new piece of information you're giving them.
What if some of these children there are living in this same-sex parenting, but these same-sex parents have actually lied to the child and said they're just good friends?
Child abuse.
Or, we just live together because we're cool. And they didn't actually know that their parents were gay or homosexual or whatever.
It's child abuse.
Which one? Lying to the children or just being the parents?
Well, I'm saying doing the lying is a child abuse because when they find out later on,
I don't think it's child abuse.
It's child abuse, bro.
I don't.
It's
think
mental
it is.
abuse.
I don't think it is. I think that some people are just trying to hide the people from the. They're doing the Drake.
The Drake is a new verb now.
Doing the Drake, but So and then suddenly they come on and they got more questions to ask, like on a level, like what is going on here? Then now suddenly you have to answer questions you didn't necessarily want to answer before. So I don't know. I think you should always warn parents when you're going to do something as simple as outside the curriculum that may be deemed something I then have to get involved in a big conversation about. So if you was going to say to me that you're going to go talk to my child about anal sex at school, I'd be like, what the hell?
You can't listen. Yeah, some people have come at me because of what I said about the trans thing last week, and I don't think I'm anti whatever. But even I don't like it when you start comparing anal sex to same. It's like it's different, man.
I beg, don't come with that rubbish.
Yeah, but
I'm telling you, I said to you, if
something that's
you
comparable.
What's comparable? I said if you're going to talk about something that's outside of the curriculum, yeah, that is something that is because if there was,
I think that's not even right myself, really, because there's going to be tons of things that.
So you think that you don't think that
you won't have a problem?
Do you think they don't talk about stuff like that in the in sexual education?
Well, anal sex.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
They do now.
I don't know. But if they do, then it's part of the curriculum, so you can't compare it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but this, whatever it is, might be part of the curriculum. That's why they're doing it. We don't know.
I
don't think sex education is part of the curriculum. They're trying to make it part of the curriculum, but it's not.
Sex ed, I think
it's
part of the curriculum.
It must be.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, come on.
It is.
Even if it's just, this is how children
It's
are born. And
secondary school.
Of course, man.
Secondary school level.
Didn't we all do sex education?
I don't know why this one tried to come with this rubbish. Don't ever do that to me again. I beg, please. Don't ever tell it to one of them.
What's anal sex got to know? Because we're talking about.
I'm talking about no.
This is how parents
Don't go like to say that the whole conversation didn't start before that. What I said before the conversation was, if something was outside of what I think is a curriculum and I think is a bit, something I'm gonna have to talk about later, and I just pick something that I think that I'm gonna have to talk about that later because they'll be like, well, why are you doing that? Because the children don't come from there, so I'm gonna have to talk about that later. That is what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not making it they're the same thing. I know they're not the same fucking thing.
I just don't see where anal sex is good. Why would you be teaching children about anal sex?
Anyway.
Because people have anal sex. Okay, now we're talking about homosexual relationships between men and men. What are we talking about? They kiss. That's how it happens.
They talk about it in the
I don't know what was said.
Secondary school level of sex education.
What, anal?
Everything, bro.
Good. Maybe in South, boy. I don't know why.
Everywhere.
Man, it's everywhere, bro.
They teach you anal sex in school.
But why wouldn't they teach you? You can get. It's more likely that you will catch HIV. They say through anal sex than through vaginal sex. So then you would have to teach him that.
Good grief, man! I've got a daughter. Oh man, I can't.
So you're coming at me for nothing. But anyway, it's fine.
All right. Okay. Well, you've held the call now.
Is
I think
this
we've discussed it. What I will say is, again, this is Stavros. So I'm talking on behalf of myself. Nobody else. I don't want anybody else to get in trouble for this.
Then don't say it.
I'm going to say it. All right.
Go on, bro.
All right. I made my comment last week. I got a bit of clapback. We've been talking about race. We've been talking about genders. We've been talking a lot of stuff. I don't like all this. You can't talk about this. You can't, because that's what will come back. You can't talk about this. Fuck off. And I don't even swear because we're talking about everything. So don't have all this. Oh, this is out of bounds. We've been talking about Jewish people. We've spoken about Palestine and we've been speaking about everything.
That's why I said go to season 1, innit?
Yeah. So all this you can't talk about this. You can't. If I have an opinion, yeah, there's bare people that's listening to me now and it's like, wow, Stavros is racist. These guys are racist talking about living in this country and they don't support England because you understand it. It's cool. When I talk about Rachel Dozier and I say that I don't believe in trans, you can't wake up a white woman and tell me you're black because I'm not a dunce and I'm not an idiot. Yeah, so you can't tell me that and I have to respect that. I don't even respect it. Yeah, it's the same thing what I said before about there's certain things I don't give no credence to. Mm-hmm. This is one of them things. I don't give it no credence to it. You can't wake up, look at me as a white person, white properly. Not that you've got what's the thing where you lose all your melanin.
Vitiligo.
Yeah, you ain't got none. Is it vitiligo?
Albino.
Yeah, you can't be. Yeah, so albino. Nothing. You're just a normal white person with your white genes, and tell me you're a black person because I'm not a muppet. I'm not gonna respect that. So it's the same thing when you tell me I'm a man, but no, I'm a woman. I'm not a muppet. So do your thing, whatever. I don't have a problem with Rachel. Everybody can do your thing, but don't think I'm a muppet that I must just accept that. Well, I want to be 7 foot. So you must accept me as 7 foot.
What you don't?
No, I ain't 7 foot.
I
ain't 7 foot.
What you're saying is you don't like involuntary cognitive dissonance.
If that's the way you want to put it,
God
all I'm saying is if
47.
something is something, innit? And that's it. Whether you like it, you don't like it, you want to be that way, you don't want to be that way. It's everything is.
What I'm saying.
Everybody has your choice to make.
Dictionary, bro.
You cannot tell me that I can't talk about that. Yeah.
Tell him to.
Rack off.
No, please stop.
I
telling
do
our-
like
please
that.
stop telling our listeners that listen to the show to F off.
I didn't say that. Maybe I did.
I do. I
That's
love.
exactly what you did.
Okay then. So right. By all means, I was a bit strong with what I was saying. Yeah, but I don't like the fact that
I'm sorry. I hit
This
you
is
tonight.
this is the season 2 version now. Go on. Because you was in the season 1 version. This is a second ago.
I know, man.
Telling
So
people
people,
to fuck
but
off.
there are people that come in with love saying, "But you could lose your job because of what you're saying," and that's the peak thing. That's how deep it is. They've heard us talk about so many different things, and this is the one that you can lose your job.
Man.
Boy, we could have lose our job over enough things, to be honest.
Maybe. This is why I don't tell my colleagues to listen to the podcast. But anyways, let's wrap it up. We've done a thing. We've done our 2 hours.
Good thing I
Are you
still
gonna go
work
over?
in the sex shop, innit?
Woo! Big Walla.
At Big Wahala
Lady Andromeda.
on
What's up?
Insta. At Big Wahala on Twitter.
Simple Simon.
At Simple Simon on FB. I've got no plug-in this week on Twitter. Sorry, that is. It's at Simple Simon FB on Twitter.
AKA Mr. Wolf on Instagram, AKA _ Mr. Wolf on Twitter. Quick question to Simple Simon. Did you finish the Akala book?
I haven't finished it yet, no.
Okay, I'll wait. So I want to hear what you got to say about it.
Have you finished?
I didn't. I haven't got it.
I am at Stavros Boss everywhere. Holler at me, and we can go back and forth in it because I'm about that life. I'm off work in a couple of weeks, so come on. I'm sitting there. I'll be with my daughter on my lap and telling them this is that stupid post I was talking about. So we are at ESN Podcast collectively. My brother's looking at me with a side eye.
I'm not looking at you aside.
Okay, I'm being paranoid. We are ESN Podcast collectively on Instagram and Twitter. Search for Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook. Use the hashtag ESN Pod when you want to holler at us. If you've got any long form questions, comments, you want us to help you with your relationship or anything like that, esnpodcast@gmail.com. You can get those long form questions and dilemmas in. Thank you for listening to Eloquently Saying Nothing. This is episode 80 of season 2. Slag for life, like Cat Slater.
You should have played it dead, man.
But I'll try and do the thing. Anybody got any last words?
Well, remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Clearly you didn't get the idea. Slag for life, slag for life.
He wanted you to give it a bit more credence so he can find it and play it.
Oh,
So anyways, that's it. So yes, this is the thing. So did I go too far in my talk then? Was I wrong in saying what I was saying? No, but come on, lad, be real. Just tell me, man.
I don't feel you did wrong the first time. I just want listeners.
You just want listeners. I don't.
Me and my missus were arguing about it today because she was saying to me that, if you keep saying that type of stuff, you're gonna get less listeners. I said, nah, we'll get more listeners. I said, the more drama you cause, the more people want to cancel you, the more people are gonna listen. By far.
People always come for this.
For the thing they hate.
I did become a little bit of a slag.